Okay, hello, hey guys, how's everyone doing? Let's see here. Okay. We're live now. Let me just post this on Twitter too. Sorry about starting up these streams kind of late, guys. I've just been a bit busy and I wasn't feeling the best earlier today. But next week I'm gonna try my best to start up this this Red Dead stream earlier. So I'll do my best on that, guys. Okay.
I don't think we made it into whatever you're doing, so we'll join you after.
Oh, you didn't make it into the Fool's Gold?
No, neither of us did.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm in here solo. Okay, whatever. Hopefully I just don't run into a posse here. Heavens repeater. Hey bro, how are you, man? What the? Okay, that was a bit ridiculous there. 2 shots from the Springfield, and also if I was using the Deadeye card, it does more damage too. Did I like school? Middle school I really didn't like. High school I kind of liked. College is kind of okay. Yeah, I wasn't feeling the best earlier today. Getting shot in the back, there was nowhere for me to move up. How's my gym recovery going? My neck pain is almost virtually gone. I think tomorrow it'll be gone completely. I went to a doctor, by the way. She just said that I strained one of my muscles, and said I'll be fine. She said that by Saturday, tomorrow, so I went to her last week, that I should be good to work out again. So it's, my favorite subject in school is history. Okay, Lancaster. Damn. Sure, Specialist, you can. We can add you to the party, too. Yeah, I'm by myself in this Fool's Gold, so probably not gonna do too well here. I tend to, bench dumbbells, and I use, like, 2 machines that are, my god, this headshot crap is so annoying in this game, but it's like I use bench of dumbbells, and then I do push-ups. I also do I use 2 machines that are based on arms. I don't know what they're called, the machines. My god, I really cannot stand this just personally. Lancaster headshot, that's like, it's wow, somebody in here is level 742. Wow, okay. Yes, I want to do another Red Dead, like, lore video. I haven't done one in some time. That guy wasn't even fully spawned in yet. Damn, I'm doing terrible. God, it's just, I'm gonna have somebody moving up. Yeah, I got boxed in, you know, what am I supposed to do? It's literally getting shot from the back and the front. Why is my... Oh, great. Have I played True Crime New York? No, I've never played the True Crime series. Thank you for the super chat, Bastion. Yeah. Okay, let me just fix this here. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Yep, AFK for a little bit, and,
Adrian.
Lancaster probably. No, it's actually Evans. Well, at least there's that. But I just, yeah. I just cannot stand the headshot crap sometimes. It just, it really, like... Yeah, I'll do a playthrough of Red Dead 1 this year. There's headshots. What? Oh my god. Yeah, this is like a terrible match. This is like you know, this just sucks. It's like that's one thing that I really don't like about Red Dead Online is that like you can put so many shots into somebody and then it's like this one time. Yeah, see, at least I got that guy. But they'll just come out of nowhere, just Lancaster repeater, instant headshot. So you'll shoot somebody like 10 times in the chest, and they'll be alive, and then Lancaster headshot, that's it. It's...
If only chest shots were more, had more damage.
Yes, I still think a headshot should be one-shot kill, because it's a headshot after all. But what they could do to balance this crap out is make body shots do more damage. That's what they should do. You know, if I'm shooting somebody with express rounds, if I'm using a Springfield rifle, this is like one of the most powerful guns in the game. If I'm using a Springfield rifle, I'm using express rounds, and I'm using cards that do more damage, they should die quickly in the chest. Yeah, this is just...
I use the Springfield rifle when I'm hunting.
Yeah. And I can't even change my guns because my horse won't spawn, so I'm just stuck with this class right now, but it's, yeah. Did you use the rowing machine that's meant to be bad for you back neck? No, I didn't use the rowing machine, but thank you for super chats, specialist. Happy Friday, professional. How are you doing? I took a test in my Algebra 2 class today, and I got a perfect score. That's good, buddy. I personally, I'll be honest with you. When I was in school, I hated math. I didn't like math.
I liked math until high school, and then they would teach me wrong.
The guy who's first place probably has like 30 kills, I'm calling it right now. Barely any deaths, because probably just headshot spam.
At least he's not using off the radar.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, I don't really, like, comment on, like, political matters, Mario. I heard about that Mafia prequel rumor, but I don't really believe it unless there's proof. Okay, first guy doesn't have that many, 16, but, man, I did terrible. Yeah. I just wasn't in the game there. I wasn't in my best game. But, yeah, this guy, 30 kills and 5 deaths. Like, damn, I bet the majority of that was headshots. Lancaster repeater, probably headshots. I got an 84, a 86, and 88 in my final grades in the winter semester. I've been doing a PR class, but I'm struggling with motivation. But lecture's done. That's good. And what's your degree ultimately, Mr. Waifu? Okay, there we go. What is that, a YouTube channel? I don't know what that is. What will be my next part of the GTA 5 like playthrough? I don't I don't know which one I'll do. I might do the Dom missions because there's a few strangers I still have to meet up. But like one person, like I saw one comment or one person said that I was milking the story in GTA 5, and it's like, how am I milking the story in GTA 5? I'm just uploading specific sections of the game of the story, and it's like all the strangers and stuff like that. So it's
There are a couple strangers that I feel like you could probably do in one video.
Yeah, there's a few strangers that you can do in a few videos, but it's
Like you remember Ursula?
Ursula. I think I do.
I think
man.
you have to find her with Franklin. And
She's
every time
the,
you drop her off, it rains. every
Saucer,
time.
join my posse right
She's
now.
that woman, isn't she?
Right now it's all good, and if something goes wrong, we'll just immediately go into a private.
She can become your girlfriend in the story, can't she?
Brandon. And also, guys, I've just been really
Yeah.
busy with like Sniper Elite and GTA 5 at the same time, but I'm working on 2 lore videos. I know it's been like almost a month since I've done one, but I have one that's almost complete. It's a GTA 5 lore video, and then I have one on San Andreas that's like more than half complete. But they're gonna be really good. So just be patient with me, please, and I will have those lore videos up as soon as I can. Hey, Joe Burns, I got a PS5, I have an Xbox Series X, and the PlayStation 5 is so much better. I haven't never played on the Xbox Series X, but I'm happy with my PlayStation 5. But thank you, Anthony, for the super chat. And Hunter, Kiflam. Yep.
Kiflam.
Kiflam. Huh.
It's funny, on online or on Xbox, I drunk a random Macbeth whiskey and got the Kiflam ship.
Oh, yeah, those robes are rare to get in the online.
No, not oops, just the T-shirt. I
coveted
think the
t-shirt.
robes you have to give the guy in the bathroom $1,000. For the tips.
It's one of the rarest t-shirts in GTA Online, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have I ever played Days Gone? I have a playthrough of it up on my channel.
It's a shame that game's never getting a sequel. It's a shame.
Yeah, Days Gone deserves a sequel. It really should get another one.
You have any more room in the posse?
Kiflam, brother. Kiflam to you too, Anthony. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see right now. Yeah, are you in the session?
I'm in the session. I am.
Okay, you're invited.
There we go.
Did you know that Kiflam is the most said word in GTA? Really? I thought the most said
If you
word in
watch,
GTA would probably be an F-bomb, but...
If you watch Dark Viper doing his chaos in the game.
Wait, what did you say?
Dark Viper, when he does his chaos streams for GTA, it's like chaos one, his chaos mod.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an option that can come up where it would say Kiflam. If it gets hit, all the NPCs just start saying Kiflam.
Oh. If you actually wear Michael's robe, then you actually interact with NPCs, they'll say Kiflam to you.
Yeah, that too. I forgot
it-
about that.
Is it strange that I prefer watching and filming planes than making gaming content? No, it's not strange, Alvinor. It's your passion. You like aircraft. You like aviation. I know people that, like, really don't like video games, but they like other things. So it's, some people hate video games that like music. Some people hate video games that like cars. Or I'm not even saying you hate video games, but that your passion is, aviation. I play GTA 5 mostly on my PC. It's more fun since you can mod the game and be your own boss. Yeah, I'd like to see, like, single-player mods come to, like, PlayStation one day on GTA. Probably Rockstar's never gonna do it, though. Thank you, buddy, and Alvinor for those super chats.
There's a lot of things in this game that they can add.
Yeah.
Just
We got
don't
another
wanna do
month
it.
on this game, and the month that we have
Yeah,
is, like...
horse races. Who's excited for that?
Horse races. Who does horse races? Thank you for subscribing also, David. Are you gonna do a Max Payne 3 playthrough? I did a playthrough of Max Payne 3. I did a playthrough of that, like, in January of 2020. Hey, Mr. Professional, how you doing today? I'm doing good, Kevo. How are you, man? Thank you for the super chat.
If you never played the first two, I highly recommend it.
I'll play them one day on the channel.
Is Brandon not in the party chat?
I guess not. Did we invite him to the party chat?
I'll invite him. He was sending me. I thought he was in the party.
Love the content, bro. Kiflom.
Me
Kiflom
too.
too, Valerio. Thank you for the super chat.
There we go. Alright. I sent an invite to the...
I'll do Fallout New Vegas one day.
I don't think it's letting me. There he goes.
Alright.
Sorry about that, Brandon.
Why doesn't
Yeah, that's
Archer
fine.
die in Red Dead Redemption 1? Archer and Ross, they both screwed over John. Well, was Archer there at the final shootout? I don't think he was there. He might not have participated. Maybe he was against betraying John.
Oh, I ran over a bunny rabbit. Harriet's gonna spray me now.
What's the worst movie that I've ever seen? Also, what's the most ridiculous thing you've seen in the news recently? The worst movie I've ever seen is probably like a Jim Carrey movie called I think it's called The Number 27. Is that what it's called? Let me look up the movie name. No, it's called The Number 23. That's what the movie is called. That movie was terrible. Yeah. But basically, The Number 23 is like a movie where like this guy is obsessed with like the number 23, and he writes all this stuff down in the journals, and then he thinks that there's like a big conspiracy out to get him. That was like just a bad movie. Yeah, anybody that's seen The Number 23 probably knows what I'm talking about. It's a pretty bad movie. The most ridiculous thing I've seen on the news, this YouTuber crashed his plane. It happened like months ago, but it was recently on the news, like the investigation. So this YouTuber crashed his plane. He pretended that the plane had like engine failure, and he crashed the plane for views. So he actually recorded himself crashing like a plane, like a small plane. Nobody died, thankfully. He like
I remember hearing something.
yeah, this YouTuber, you just look up YouTuber fakes plane crash and you'll see it. That's like the stupidest thing that I've seen on the news recently.
He probably
Like,
got injuries though.
how stupid can you be? No, he didn't get any injuries. He just parachuted out.
No,
he let the plane plummet down, and that could have killed somebody. So it's the guy's a moron. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Nigel mission and the Nigel and Miss Cornhill missions.
Yeah, those missions you uploaded today, I didn't know those even in the game.
Oh, the Josh missions?
Yeah. Again, I never went 400% or did all the strangers. I did some of them. GTA 5 just wasn't as appealing to me as GTA 4.
I love the Nigel missions, especially with the hospital stuff.
My favorite thing to do in GTA 4 was get in a police car and just do the random police calls.
An update regarding the YouTuber who crashed his plane. The FAA revoked his pilot's license. I heard about that, but it surprises me that there's no jail time. Like, how do you not get jail for that?
Was that the one where, because I heard a story recently where these two pilots were trying to swap planes in the middle of the air. And one of them couldn't get into the plane.
No, I didn't hear about that.
That one had a similar ending to it, where the plane, well, it's just falling now. So I don't know what the rest of the story is, but he's gonna get in a lot of trouble because I don't know where that plane landed, in residential or in the open field, but that could go anywhere.
Hey Saint, how are you, mate? I'm doing good. How are you, man? Wait a second. Didn't I turn off free aim? Oh. Narrow. This is, or a free aim, no. Okay. And play Fallout New Vegas. I'll play Fallout New Vegas in the future, Pwn. Hey, Dark the Demon. Yeah, I'm sorry, I never got around to it, Alien. I still could do it one day. How would people treat me if I were to act like a D-bag like up in Weston when I became wealthy one day? Well, I don't think people would have a lot of respect for you if you did that. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. But there's a lot of people that are just like Devin Weston in real life. A lot of, very wealthy people can be like that. But not every wealthy person is a scumbag, obviously.
I remember the Ballad of Gay Tony having a character like that.
Kiflam in GTA 6, there'll be annoying characters who never had the makings of a varsity athlete, and a gang name will start, just Los. Not Delos. Sopranos and Saints Row references. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. Do I like Marvel movies? Not really. I don't really watch them. No. Is that even confirmed, like, channel? Like, I hear this whole thing, people talk about horse rustling DLC, like, for Red Dead Online. Is this, like, even, like, you know, real? Like, is this, like...
Horse rustling.
Horse rustling, though, not, wrestling. Like, that's stealing horses.
Depends how they do it, but is that really what the game needs? No.
Oh yeah, Devin West was that type of guy who had the kill from the start of the game.
I think it is. I think it would be very helpful to have some sort of horse
It's just,
import
honestly,
export.
it's just gonna be go to location A, steal a horse, and bring it back.
Well, they have this whole mechanic with taming horses as well. So it could be really fun. I mean, import-export in GTA was fun. You
That's
could make
true.
it fun with horses.
I'm just saying, after all the stuff they've done already with Red Dead, it's one of those things where I'll see it when it happens.
That will get sold. They need to give us Leclerc missions. Yeah, you're right. I would like to see some Jessica Leclerc missions too. Like, finish the damn story in the online. Like, it's been on a cliffhanger for so long now. About 3 years now at this point. Yeah, last time we got a Leclerc mission was 3 years ago, May 2022.
Oh, don't worry. Jack Marston's gonna be one that finds out what happens.
Yeah, how... Was it 18 years later he'll find out what happens?
Yeah. Still won't, but... Hey, you never know. It could have been an Easter egg in the Undead Nightmare somewhere.
Hey, Pro, will you be playing with the new Saints Row reboot on the channel? Thank you for the super chat, Vince. Maybe. I will put it to a poll, and I'll ask, like, my fans, like, do you guys want me to play the new Saints Row game? And if the majority of people say yes, then I guess I'll do it. If they say no, then I guess I won't do it. Thank you, Kevo, for the super chat. Thanks for being, you. Thanks, Kevo. Thanks, man.
It's honestly either way with me, but if you do decide to play that, I want to hear your opinions the whole way through.
Maybe I'll just, you know, I could just play it just to, like, just talk about what I like and don't like. I could do that too, but,
yeah.
They're definitely not going to send me a review copy, though, after all the videos I made on it. It's just...
You never know. They might do it to say, you know what, we're confident that he might like it. I don't think so. I saw that customization video. Those things in it I do like, but those things that I'm like, nah, you're still missing it. Saints Row 2 had 3 layers of clothing.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. And just the amount of colors and like patterns on like the outfits.
Yeah. I mean, the shotgun was a cane. You could get, I think you can only get that gun when you beat the pyramid mission too.
Soon, Fouls, if I'm reading your name correctly, I have a few lore videos. I probably would have had a lore video tomorrow, but I just wasn't feeling that good earlier today. But I have a few lore videos that I want to put out, and they're really good. One's pretty much done. So maybe this Sunday I'll have it out finally. Love the cosplays this guy, this guy's cosplay, the effort he puts in. Thank you, Walter.
Yeah, I've been watching the Sniper Elite as well.
Did you like it?
It's one of those games I might have to watch it to like really understand it, but
I like Sniper Elite. I have some fun with it. I think 4 is way better than 3, but I still want to like.
My favorite part of the game is just seeing where you hit the target at.
Yep.
That game is definitely a must with stealth, though. Because as soon as you get caught, it's done.
Hey, Pro, you should watch Breaking Bad.
day.
Amazing show. Thank you, Alessandro. And Alessandro, you're Italian, right? The next Sniper Elite game that I'll be doing is Sniper Elite 4. I'll be doing that right after 3, so soon, in like a few days. The Sniper Elite 4 takes place in Italy, and a lot of the characters speak Italian. So you should check it out, though, and tell me like what you think of Sniper Elite 4 when I do it. Yeah, I think that Sniper Elite V2 is nostalgic. That's why I like it the most. Well, what I'll tell you about it is, my opinion is Sniper Elite 4 has the best gameplay in the series, but Sniper Elite V2 I think has the best story. Like, I think it has the best story in V2. Like, the plot of Sniper Elite V2 was really good, I thought. The main villain was like scarier in 4. In 4, the main villain was pretty scary. But it was, I wonder what the main villain is gonna be like in Mahler's the guy's name, in Sniper Elite 5, the main antagonist. What game is the lore video? The first lore video that will be coming out soon will be a GTA 5 lore video. And the GTA 5 lore video is going to cover something that a lot of people haven't noticed. It's in the cutscenes. There's something kind of hidden in certain scenes. And it explains a lot, and I will explain it really well. The Serbs support you. Well, thank you, Woozy. Thanks, man. Do I like the SOCOM series cunning? Yes, I do.
If I had to guess what lore video that is, it's probably the scene with Deborah and Floyd.
You're kind of on the right track.
Like who would kill who in that room?
Oh, okay, Mario. Love your videos, man. I want to be like you one day. Have a good day. Thank you, Shadow. Do I know Wings of Redemption? That's that guy that, like, plays Call of Duty and he rages, right? And people constantly make fun of him. Oh yeah, I played the Jack and Daxter games. I love those games when I was a kid. I'll do SOCOM 2 on the channel. SOCOM 2 is actually a pretty requested series on the channel. I've seen a lot of comments, people saying do SOCOM 2, but I did SOCOM 1 and people liked it a lot.
Yeah, because I like the SOCOM you did. I think my favorite part about that is that you get to, like, command the squad. And tell them what to do. That's my favorite part of it.
Get a better free aim here. Okay, there we go. I'm happy to hear that Sony didn't bow down to the Chinese Communist Party with their newest Spider-Man film. They wanted them to remove the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, and that's the thing is the Chinese government wanted the Statue of Liberty removed from the movie because they said it was too patriotic. And so Sony actually refused to. Yeah, Sony refused to. I might have a video up on talking about that actually. Sony refused to, and Sony lost like $150 million, but it was good that Sony did that. That Sony refused to bow down to the Chinese Communist Party. What are my thoughts about Wings of Redemption? I don't even know much about the guy. The only thing I know about is I have like videos of him occasionally getting recommended of like him raging on Call of Duty. That's it. Like I don't even know anything really about the guy.
The thing is, as well, in that Spider-Man movie, it was like a statue of Captain America as well. It wasn't fully the Statue of Liberty. That shows how sensitive they are.
You're the best YouTuber ever. Thank you, man. Highly professional. That military game is awesome, and playing GTA side missions got me hooked. I will be a member again once I get the money.
Whoa!
Okay.
What was that?
Well, thank you, Captain Tariq Terry. Don't worry about it, man. I always appreciate any kind of support. Thank you for supporting me, Terry. You announced the game dead, but seemed like you got hope. Not really. I don't really have much hope for Red Dead Online. I don't. But I played the game, you know, to try to at least still try my best to save it. And you know, we do have some fun playing with friends on a Friday afternoon. So there's that.
Oh. Thanks, horse.
Do you think Nico's dead in the GTA 5 timeline? No. Do you know Dark?
If he's dead, I'd be surprised.
No, I don't know who that is. It sounds like a YouTuber. Okay, and give me just one moment here, guys. I was gonna have tea in a moment here. Forgot to put the tea in, and let's have that in a little bit here too. Packy speculates Nico is dead. Yeah, but I don't really think that Nico is dead now. Who is this person here? Okay. Oh. Punch Beverly Felton, punch Josh Bernstein, punch the bail bonds targets, punch Jeff Harlington. Who's Jeff? Harlingford. Is Jeff that guy from GTA 4? Punch that crazy guy who kills his wife. Punch Eddie Lowe, and punch Marty Chonk, yes or no? Yeah, all those guys are scumbags.
No, one thing, he's definitely off radar.
Why don't we find a new lobby? Or create a
Do
private?
you want me to deliver this bounty or a waiter?
You can wait until a minute because I did parlay him. We could just keep parlaying him. Do that too.
Are you being killed by someone right now?
Am I doing what?
He's kind of off radar glitch.
Are you being killed by someone right now?
I was being killed by someone, but I had parlayed them.
No.
Have I ever tried Sniper Ghost Warrior? Yes. I played the first Sniper Ghost Warrior, and then I've beaten Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. I have Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts, but I never got around to playing it. JD, thank you for the super chat. Lawmen should use a tactic where a couple come at you with guns, and the many rest of them come at you with bladed weapons. How difficult would that be? Couple come at you with bladed weapons. Will those bladed weapons instant kill you? That might be pretty challenging if they do. Hope one day we get a DLC GTA 4 Nico story in 2022. Probably not. I mean, what else does Nico really have to do at this point? Let me invite, okay, here, okay. Oh, I can't invite the posse during this. The Statue of Liberty is like a symbol of America. And, like, the Communist Party of China was, like, really stupid for wanting it removed from Spider-Man. Saucer, are you in a, okay, wait. You wanted to do that private thing?
Yeah, just wait till after the mission finishes.
Okay. Yeah, I think GTA 6 will be in the HD universe.
Why did they want to ban though the Statue of Liberty? Like, why did they find insult from it?
Well, if your GTA character is Nico's son or daughter, they could add a secret mission for him, maybe. No, that's not canon though, because John Marston can also be a dad for players, but John Marston lived like you know over 100 years ago, 110 years ago. So it was just yeah, he would not be able to be a dad in modern day. The Farrelly family would beat the Sadakos in a mob war. We got over there here. Is it only like one guy?
Yeah, he's kind of off radar.
Because if it's only one guy, you can just keep, we can get more people in this session, and we can just keep parlaying him. We could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, we can just do that. We can just keep parlaying the guy. If any more people join, we can just go immediately into an invite-only session. Let me invite here, Tin, I sent you an invite.
Okay.
10, if that guy kills you one more time, just activate the parlay. Do I like Western movies? Sure. Do I support LGBT? Yes, I do. Everyone deserves equal rights. What's my favorite mob movie? Probably The Godfather Part 1.
Love the Godfather.
Isn't Vice City's map too short for GTA 6? Well, you gotta look at this too. GTA 3 was GTA 3's map wasn't that big, but GTA 4's map was really pretty big. So if they made a Vice City, it would be on the HD universe. It wouldn't be a Vice version of Vice City, not the 3D universe.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, San Andreas and GTA 5 is different. San Andreas and San Andreas had like 4 cities. I think so. No, 3 cities. If they do Vice City, yeah.
Pro, will
Big
you do
area.
the Friday streams even if there's no update this summer? Great question. I think I still will, because you know I always do a stream every Friday. Maybe I'll mix it up on different games on Fridays, but you know, mostly do Red Dead streams on Fridays. We chill and hang out. I wanted to make a video talking about the Newswire on Red Dead Online, but I was thinking, you know, am I gonna make another video, you know, saying the same thing I said last time, that they're ignoring the Red Dead community?
I honestly
it's like,
wanted.
yeah, there is really nothing, like, I saw some comments, people saying, please make a video reacting to, like, the Rockstar Newswire of, like, the horse races, and I was thinking about making a video saying how stupid the horse race event was, but, you know, when I really think about it, you know, I would pretty much say everything that I've said before in the other GTA videos, so there's really,
And you would be saying that we all know you would say. It's like, everybody
Yeah.
knows how stupid it is, and there's no need to bring it more attention. I mean, for goodness sake, that hashtag was trending for 2 or 3 months. Trust me, if Rockstar doesn't know what's the problem with the game, then, you know, nothing helping them.
Yeah, it looks like the followers just end.
I guess it could be, you know, a hint that, like, there's a horse update coming, but, you know, I doubt it. Man. I haven't been
At least
feeling
add
good
new
today.
horses and more stable slots.
I wonder if Red Dead Redemption is the same universe with GTA 5. I wonder if Red Dead Redemption is the same universe with GTA 5, since online missions about each other, often while Reverend Swanson mentions New York, but meant to be Liberty City. I don't think it's in the same universe, because Dutch mentions Chicago also, doesn't he? No, Chicago and New York, so it's, and New York is Liberty City.
Yeah, but I think they also mentioned Florida and GTA.
There are crossover promotional events, like the Revolver.
That was me. I didn't notice that was him. I'm sorry. I didn't get the other comment.
Oh damn, I was gonna get a good shot at him and he moved the horse. Well, parlay time
Yeah, I
now.
guess we could. Yeah, it looks like we got another person here.
All took with one shot.
Do you have any lore videos for San Andreas? I have one coming. Just be patient with me, man, and I'll have a really good one coming out in San Andreas too.
We should form a private lobby, yeah.
Is there more of these guys now?
Yes.
Okay, how many people we got in the posse right now? I don't want to... 3, 4, 6, 7... Yeah, we'd leave somebody behind right now if we... bounties parlayed now too. Oh look, he's easy way outing on Red Dead Online. I haven't seen anything of that yet. Thank God there's no KD in this game. Hey Pro, will I ever play Mafia 2 or 3? I've played Mafia 2 on the channel. I haven't played through of it, but I could do another one in the future. Yeah, probably best to get out of this session now, and right after the bounty's done, we'll find a new one. Yeah, I'll do a 100% playthrough of San Andreas. Or a stream, I should say, of San Andreas, 100%. Yo, Pro, I love the cosplay of GTA 5. Would you ever be considered a cosplay play for Red Dead Redemption 2? Red Dead Redemption 1, I'll do it again. Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't know if I'll do it again in the future, maybe, but it's like, I would have like 100 videos on it. I don't really want to spam just like one game. And I have a lot on just GTA alone. In the Union Depository, the newest realistically would have had HRU and SRUs with EMP launchers deployed with insurgents and riot vans, including a Valkyrie, non-HE, and APC responding to. Well, it's the biggest bank in the state. You know, they'd have a ton of people that they'd be sending after you. Yeah, but I thought it was kind of easy to escape from the police on. Okay, Saucer, you want to try that with like a new session now?
Sure.
Do I like the wasted screen? Nah, I don't. In GTA 5, but there's a really. Have you guys encountered that really stupid glitch in GTA Online? Like, I've only seen it on Next Gen, where you will actually walk into your nightclub and you'll randomly die. So there's like a glitch where you can just randomly die.
I've seen videos on that.
Yeah, you'll. And then there's another weird glitch where sometimes your nightclub office will have like dead bodies and it all bloody, like on the floor, and you don't even know like what's going on.
Somebody didn't pay the entrance fee. Yeah, I saw that. That's a funny glitch that could happen. It's annoying, but it's like how do you break the game that bad to have that happen? I don't know how Rockstar programs their
Are the
game.
griefers just like sitting down here? Like it's just like I don't think they even realize.
I'm sitting down beside you.
I don't even think they even realize what I'm doing right now. That I'm just doing this just to do a private lobby. It's not gonna work for them. It's okay. Saucer, let me know. Wait, I'll invite you first. I gotta do that right. Okay.
Could I have help selling my moonshine later on?
Okay, hang on a second.
My moonshine will be ready. I think my moonshine will be ready in 10 minutes. It should be.
Mine's ready right about now.
Okay. Oh, there isn't a save Red Dead Online in the thumbnail, really? Oh, it was just. Okay, I guess I messed that up. Let me fix that right now. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, I messed that up. Fix this in the thumbnail right now. Okay. The difficulty of Vice City really surprised me. I didn't expect to be that difficult. I always die at least once in most of the missions. I never experienced that playing other GTAs. Vice City and GTA 3 are some of the hardest ones. I watched Scarface last weekend, and I had a great conversation with my dad after I finished it over the storyline. He kept me up last year with Scarface. Scarface is a great movie and great game, and there's like the remastered like mod came out recently, I think, for Scarface. So there's like the game. The time traveler in Red Dead Online. Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know if I remember that guy.
That Scarface, man, I tell you, man, good movie, but brutal movie.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the people that watch Scarface, I think they kind of missed the message of the movie. That movie was very much anti-crime. It was not pro-crime in any way.
Yeah. It's also teaching you, like, because Tony became what he swore he would never be.
Was I a straight A student? Yeah, pretty much. I always got good grades in school. The only class I never really got a perfect score in, or A's I should say, in, was in math. Everything else I did good. I always got 90s in everything besides like math. Most of the difficulty comes from the clunky controls in 3 and Vice City. Well, also the cops constantly ramming into you. Like, they just ram into you until you explode. That's how it used to be in the old GTA games.
Don't forget the shotguns. If you did that area beforehand.
Yes, shotguns.
Get out.
Like, that's why I tell people all the time, you gotta do some of those taxi stuff and ambulance stuff before you do that.
You guys stuck on the black screen?
I was stuck on a black screen, but I
Yeah, same here from my screen.
I don't think I'm in your lobby anymore.
Death Row on the PC version of original Vice City was hell. Lance was getting me killed several times. I did eventually beat the mission. I still like Lance, just that he made me mad at that mission. Yeah, Death Row, I remember that mission. And like right when you leave the junkyard, you have all of Diaz's cars that just ram into you. What kind of car do you drive? I have a 2017 BMW sedan that I drive. Pro, if you got straight A's, how did you end up working in retail? Because it was a side job while I went to college? You know, plenty of people get good scores in school, but still work bad jobs. Just because you get A's in school does not mean that you're gonna have a good job. So it's just
I know somebody who has a bachelor's degree and she can't even get a damn job.
Yeah, so
just
it's
the way it is today.
I was working, and my high school education had nothing to do with my retail job. Like, I could have been failing high school, and I could have still had that same job. So, like, I was working in retail while I was going to college, and I was going to college for, I was going to college originally for a few different things, but I ended up, finally, in the end, graduating in law enforcement technology.
I never have a job before, but I never had a good job.
Yeah, some people don't go to college and they're pretty successful. Other people go to college and they're working bad jobs. How far would these gangs go to take you down in GTA 5? Merryweather and Noose, technically are corrupt triads, or the professionals from the online? Well, Merryweather would probably assassinate you in the middle of the night, with some crazy military hit squad. Noose, probably some corrupt raid. Triads, probably kidnap you like they did to Michael. Or the professionals from the online, I don't think those guys really, those guys don't really play that much of a role. Okay, I'm going back to the table. I just had to restart my game because it was glitching out for me.
That's it for mine.
How do you feel about some reviewers complaining about the Scarface game going against the film's message, in their words, back in 2006? It's the game is like another version. It's like you know, it's the movie is there and the movie still has the original message. Okay, Saucer, can you invite me again?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to just restart my game. But
Understood. Alright. I have your invite.
okay, let me know when you're doing it. I'm ready, whenever.
Alright, get ready.
I am.
Now.
Okay. Do I think the multiverse is real? What multiverse? What are you talking about?
I think he means in general.
I actually got Copland on my first attempt on PS2, though that was most likely due to my luck. Yeah, Copland is not an easy one. Oh, hey, Sahib. Hello, I'm new. Well, hello, Sahib. Well, I do Red Dead streams on Fridays, and I do, like, playthroughs, doing one on GTA 5 and Sniper Elite 3 right now, and I do lore videos. So check out some of the videos on my channel. I think you'll like them.
It worked. It worked great. I'm sending invites.
Sure. It's so sad that this game is just left to die. A masterpiece left to die. Yep, it is. You missed my donation. Oh, I'm sorry, Super Mario, if I did. Let me see if I can find it here still.
I've been thinking of trying the roleplay server.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I didn't see your super chat earlier, Super Mario, but I'll answer your question right now. Thank you for the super chat. What would you do if you never did YouTube? If I never did YouTube, I would probably do something in law enforcement right now. That's what I ended up graduating in.
Someone in the chat asks, what is your favorite scene in Scarface?
Favorite scene in Scarface? Oh, easy. My favorite scene in Scarface is the New York car bomb scene.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Kill Kids is Tony's thing.
There's a few I like.
Yeah, like what was his?
It when,
Alberto deserved that. Like that was just you know what Tony did. That was just
He did that because
I like the scene where they get Frank. That was pretty smart
when he walks
did.
in with his arm
The
shot?
phone call.
Oh yeah.
The phone call was genius. I remember when I had to watch that movie twice to get that part.
But do you know something about the phone call is the reason that Tony did that phone call is because he was pretty sure that Frank had set him up, but he wasn't 100% sure. And so he
as soon as that phone rang at 3 o'clock, he knew.
Yeah. It was more of Frank's reaction when he says he pretends to say on the phone that it was Elvira and he says I'll be home, whatever. You know, if he was innocent, he would have said, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Hey, leave one of your posse so you can join mine.
Yeah, if Tony killed those kids, he felt guilty
stuck on a black
that.
screen.
Can I have an
I think we have
invite
to
to
restart again.
Can I have an invite to the session, please? If you're the remote.
I died.
It's fine. After you
To be
restart.
honest, I'm considering not going to college. I'm being constantly persuaded to go. My parents think I'm not going to know what to do with my life. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. Well, let me tell you this. I never really wanted to go to college myself. I was kind of pushed to go to college by my parents. I actually wanted to do, like, history. That's what I wanted to do in college. If I was going to go to college, I was going to finish something in history, because I know history pretty well. I mean, I guess some people have seen it on my Sniper Elite playthrough when I talk, like, World War II history. But I was doing the history program in my college, and then it got canceled because it wasn't popular enough, and I didn't even really get any degrees, even though I had finished a few classes in history. The whole program was canceled. I was able to use it as credit, but I didn't get any kind of degree from that. What ended up happening was afterwards I just wanted to basically, drop out of college and just say, I'm done with this. If I can't do history, I'm not going to run around looking for another college and stuff like that, And my mom basically told me, like, you got to finish something. And so I ended up doing business for like a year, and I really didn't like business. Like, I didn't like the accounting. That's what I really didn't like about business. And then it was, and then I ended up finally doing law enforcement technology, which I like law and stuff like that, and so I did that. But, pretty much all of my success right now has really nothing to do with college. Nothing. The only, and honestly, what has helped me the most in school regarding my YouTube channel is probably English class. Because in English class, in high school, we were taught how to make good essays, and I've always been good at writing essays. And because of that, I was able to, these lore videos how I make them is I make an outline. And I write down a notepad, like my outline of the video, like what I'm gonna talk about, my points in that, and then I'll like write out the script and like, you know, basically do it kind of like an essay format. So that's helped me to make lore videos more professional, ironically. The only other thing that school has helped me regarding my YouTube channel is, I guess, the law stuff, because when I do like playthroughs and stuff like that, sometimes I talk about law and I talk about what's realistic, what would happen, what the police would do and stuff like that, and I, you know, compare it to real life. And you know, that, I guess people like that. But if you guys like me talking about law and stuff like that, because I notice people like that when I talk about law enforcement and stuff when I do GTA, you would really like my Ace Attorney playthrough. Last year I did this game called The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which in that game you play as a lawyer and you're like defending people in court that have been like accused of crimes they didn't commit. Most of the time it's murder, so they've been accused of murder and they haven't done it, and like you have to try to defend your client, and then eventually you catch the real killer in court. The real killer is usually somebody that's like one of the people that is testifying against you, and you cross-examine them and like you break the case open. In that one I talked a lot of law enforcement stuff, and I talked about what was realistic, unrealistic. Like Ace Attorney was mostly unrealistic, like I'd say 80% unrealistic, but some parts of it
like
were a little
having wine
realistic.
in the court session.
Yeah, wine in court. You know, also the fact that a lot of the cases, the prosecutors know the people that are involved in the cases. Like, the prosecutor. If the prosecutor's friend or somebody was like on trial or something, the prosecutor would not be in that allowed on that case. But you know, check out Ace Attorney if you like my law enforcement stuff, because I talked about it. But it was you know, as in regards to your question about college, buddy, is like, you know, everything that I've pretty much like, you know, the vast majority, like, you know, the essay formats, you know, how to make lore videos and stuff like that, you know, that I learned on my own, you know, how to better make videos, because like some of my videos were kind of crap quality when I started. Like, you know, I wasn't like very like professional in like, you know, how I would word things, you know, the organization, but I learned over time, you know, how to organize my videos better, make better thumbnails. A lot of that stuff I taught on my own myself. But you know, only thing that kind of helped me is the law enforcement stuff. Sometimes talking about law enforcement on YouTube, but the vast majority of my success has been, you know, it has not been in relation to college. But like, there's like a lot of people out there that they think that they think that if you don't go to college, you're gonna be like a failure. Like, there's like people that like act like that all the time. I remember like there was like one of these kids in my high school, I remember, where he was like asking people what their plans are in college and stuff like that. And this is before my mom kind of pushed me to go to college, but I wasn't planning on going to college. And so she this guy was like asking me what my plans were, and I said, you know, probably try to find like a job after college, try to build some experience, maybe go to a trade school. And he's like, you're not gonna go to college? And he's like, and I'm like, no. And he's like, what kind of plan is that? You're gonna be a failure. So it's like, that's like, you know, it's a typical type of attitude that, you know, if you don't go to college, that you're somehow gonna be a failure. And I was a good student. I had really good grades. I had a 4.0 GPA. I was in honors in my high school, so I was not like you know, I wasn't like, you know, the type, you know, the way society acts, they make it seem like everybody that's not going to go to college is some kind of idiot or some kind of failure. But I always did really well in school, always did really well, did extra credit, had good grades, 4.0 GPA, like I said, and I was in honors, and I didn't want to go to college. So it's like, I don't fit the stereotype of people that don't want to go to college that people constantly say. But that's not true. A lot of people don't go to college. Don't believe what society says when they say that people that don't go to college are failures. Plenty of people don't go to college that are very smart. So it's just that.
Hey, go ahead and leave one of your persistent posses so you can join this one and do
Where's this guy now? I don't know. But that's, you know, that's my advice to you, buddy, is that, like, there's, like, you know, if you don't want to go to college, buddy, then, like, what I would say is that, like, maybe go to trade school, because trade school, I think, is kind of helpful, because trade school actually teach you skills for, like, a job, and, like, you know, a lot of some really good jobs, and they don't waste your time. They don't make you take, like, you know, classes that you don't need, classes that never are going to help you. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. You know, somebody could go to trade school to learn how to be a plumber, and you know, other people would look down on that or laugh at that. But plumbers make good money, they do. And so you learn how to become a plumber. You work at a company for maybe like 10 years or something like that. After 10 years, you have enough money together, you start your own plumbing business. You beat the competition, you do better than the other plumbers in your area, you maybe open up a second store, and eventually, you know, maybe become rich. So there's like, you know, this idea that like, that you need college to be rich or that you need college to be successful. Not true.
Could I have an invite to the session, please?
Sure.
I got.
Wait, maybe though, if we have enough room, I gotta see how many people got in the posse. Saucer, did you guys rejoin the posse? Because I think I'm in your session, Saucer, but am I in your session?
Yeah, we want you to leave one of your persistent posses and then join my posse.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't know what was going on.
That's all right.
Let me,
I'm gonna make things easy for you. I'm gonna.
No, I was just confused what was going on here.
Yeah.
Oh, does not love it. Bite.
Yeah,
yo.
Scarface game is basically what, it's a what-if situation. Yeah. And honestly, like, you know, what I'll tell you is, I think the most simple way, the most simple way to get wealthy is, and I'm not an expert on this, but, like, I would say the most simple way to be pretty successful is to invest in, rental properties. That's what I think would be, because it's so simple. The big downside about that is that it's very expensive to do that. That's the big downside about it, because you'd have to get a mortgage, and you know you gotta pay off the house for like a few years. But once the house is like fully yours, like you can rent out the house to somebody, and then eventually you save up enough money, you buy a second rental property, and then, you know, with that, you eventually save up money over the years, you buy a third rental property, and you can build wealth. This is not something that's going to get you rich overnight, but this is something that I think that, personally, like, I think rental properties are a good investment. That's just my opinion, you know, don't take my word as fact.
Now,
but,
if you're gonna do that,
I think that's
I
like
would advise background checks, because we had that happen about at the end of my block, and the guy they rented it to, he ended up stealing from all these houses.
Yeah, well,
I
my
recommend doing
parents.
background
I grew up in a rental property. My parents owned a rental property, and it was when I grew up in the city. So we had kind of like a small small apartment building, and it was my grandmother, when she came to the country, she saved up a lot of money and, you know, invested in that property, and so you know, we had like a small like little apartment building house, and it was we had, how many units did we have? We had 4 units. 1 unit in the basement, 1 unit on the ground floor, and 2 units upstairs, and we lived in the unit on the ground floor. And we had some good tenants, but then we had some psycho tenants. But I'll tell you something, is like, is honestly like, is sometimes the people that you think are going to cause trouble don't, and sometimes the people that you don't think are gonna cause trouble are gonna cause trouble. I'll give you a perfect example of that. There is these 2 tenants that that I've seen when I was growing up as a kid, and one of the tenants is like this big, you know, biker guy, you know, tattoos, you know, everything like that, and he was not a bad person at all. You know, he wasn't part of a gang or anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. You know, he just rode his motorcycles a lot. He was into that. But, you know, he's a big biker guy with tattoos, and, you know, you think somebody like that is going to be a problem, that they're, like, you know, a gangster or something. He wasn't. He wasn't a criminal. He was a nice guy. And this guy was actually, like, you know, he was big and giant, but he was, like, you know, very sweet. He was very nice. He was, never caused problems, very respectful, and he, always paid his rent on time, you know, to my parents. He never caused any problems. He was clean. He kept his apartment in good condition. You know, he never did anything bad. The only annoying thing was that sometimes he would ride the motorcycles around the block constantly. That was a bit loud. But other than that, you know, the guy never caused any problems. He was nice. He was cool. And then there's this other guy. So this other guy that was, like, you know, in his early 20s, he was also from Poland. My parents were from Poland. I don't know how they met him. I think they met him through a mutual friend, and he rented out a unit on the upstairs floor. But you know, passed the background check, everything like that. Looked like he was perfectly fine, respectable guy when you talked to him at first. Seemed like there'd be no problems. This guy, so the point is, the biker guy would seem like he's trouble, and this young guy in his 20s that passed the background check seems like he wouldn't be trouble, but it was the reverse. The young guy was the trouble. And so what happened was, this guy, he was he wasn't a criminal, but he was the worst kind of drunk ever. Like, this guy would just drink constantly, all night long, and what he would do is when this guy got drunk, he would scream. I don't know why. He lived by himself. He wasn't screaming at anyone, but he would just scream when he's drunk. Loud. I would hear that as a kid when I was young, and it would just terrify me, just hearing this guy scream in the middle of the night drunk, like upstairs. And so this, you know, and he got crazy. He would flip over tables in his apartment unit. He punched holes in the wall. It was crazy. My dad actually had to call an ambulance for him because he drank himself almost to death. Like, so my dad had to call an ambulance for him, and then my dad had to call an ambulance for him a second time afterwards because he almost drank himself to death. And at that point, my dad basically said, "You're done. You know, get the hell out of here." And surprisingly, he agreed to move out. He didn't put up an argument or anything. He just left. But, you know, that's like, you know, that's the, you know, that's like, you know, that's that example, is that it was, you know, you'd think the biker guy would be trouble, but he wasn't. And he was actually nice, never caused problems. The biker guy was actually a manager at Target, which I was actually kind of surprised by that.
Oh,
so,
sure?
yeah, he dealt with customer service a lot, so he was like, he was a manager at Target. Not the type of person that I'd think would be a manager at Target, but, he was the manager at a Target. So that's what he did for a living. I don't remember what the guy in his 20s did for a living, but I remember just what the biker guy did. But it was.
I thought like the bike guy was.
Oh no, Brian is like a small guy. Like, this guy was big. The biker guy's name was Frank. I forget what the other guy's name was. The guy who caused trouble, but yeah, so he was like always like a nice guy, and he never caused problems. He wasn't like you know, people think that, you know, the term biker is like thrown around a lot, and people think that a biker is like part of a gang. No, a biker is just somebody that, like, you know, drives around on motorcycles, enjoys it as a hobby, you know, stuff like that. And not every single biker is a criminal. There are biker gangs that are criminals, obviously, but like, you know, he's just somebody that would just, you know, ride around for fun, and that's it. He was a nice guy.
Next door
and,
who the biker, he's a good dude.
Who?
I have a guy next door to my place, and he's a biker, but no gang, nothing.
Well, that
He's
is a
good.
biker, but he's not that gangster.
Yeah, but I was kind of scared of this biker guy when I was young, when I was a kid, because he was a giant. But, you know, I quickly learned that he was harmless. He was a nice guy.
Gentle giant, yeah.
Yeah, he had never caused problems, so it was that. I don't think he even ever drank. So it's just like, you know, this guy was like, you know, I was afraid you were describing Brian Jeremy with the biker story. Anyway, I remember seeing non-criminal bikers who were Canadian servicemen, although I was a bit afraid at first. Yeah, yeah, but basically the moral lesson in that story that I was telling is that not the people that appear like they're going to be trouble are not always the people that cause trouble, and sometimes, well, oftentimes the people that are trouble are the people that are least likely to look like they're trouble.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
You're saying all people in a biker gang are bad? If it's a biker gang, it's a gang. So there's a difference between a biker gang and a biker club. A motorcycle club is people that they might have like a clubhouse and they might hang out and stuff like that, and like, you know, occasionally drink with their friends and drive around their motorcycles. Those guys are harmless. You know, those are just people that, you know, do it as a hobby. A biker gang, on the other hand, it's a gang. It's you know, they do illegal things. They might sell drugs. They might commit robberies. So biker gang is not the same thing as a biker club. Though a biker gang could technically be part of a club also, but, you know, there's a difference, you know.
I never liked having the moonshine shack here because of all the bumpy stuff.
Not every person in the biker life is going to be trouble. That's
the
true.
worst mission.
But
Thanks, Brandon.
You're done.
window cleaning and lawn cutting is a good business to start on your own. And is the PS5 worth it? How are you? And what's for dinner? I'm probably gonna have heat up pizza that I had, leftover pizza for dinner. PS5, I think it's you know, PS5, I think it's I think it's you know, it's a good console. I like it. But I have a lot of respect for people that work in like the lawn care business, because that's not an easy job. Like, especially in the summertime, Like, one of my friends works in lawn care in Florida, and I can imagine how brutal that is in the summertime. You know, just outside cutting the grass and just the Florida heat, you know, constantly, you know, that's not fun.
We can join your posse.
I need to find some moose.
Oh, let me start with the posse here. Well, okay, hang on here. You're gonna start up a biker gang that's good, but it's like, hang on. The thing is, though, is that it's, biker gangs cannot be good. You're using the wrong words for that. You should be using biker club, not biker gang. Cause like I said, like not every single biker is a criminal, but people get this mixed up all the time. There are motorcycle clubs out there that have nothing to do with crime. Nothing. And every single person is a law-abiding citizen. They're good people. You know, they're not racist. You know, they're not bad people at all. They just, you know, hang out at a motorcycle clubhouse, and they just, you know, might drink at a bar with their friends and just drive around on their Harleys. That's it. A motorcycle gang, on the other hand, that's a group of criminals, basically. And I looked up what the definition of gang is: an organized group of criminals. That's what the definition of a gang is. So when it's a biker gang, it's basically a biker gang, a group of criminals that ride around on motorcycles. That's what the definition of a biker gang is. So you're kind of using the wrong terminology there. People get that mixed up. Biker gang, you know, are criminals. Biker club could be criminals. There are some gangs that are part of clubs, but a biker club does not necessarily mean criminals.
Gotta get the moose.
I wish they would add legendary fish to online.
Oh, I missed
sorry,
super chats.
Brandon.
I'm sorry if I did.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
Are you sedating it or what?
Yeah, it's only that moose.
Oh, because if you have a can, you can use it for
What?
supplies.
What do you think of fat acceptance activists? Do you think there's something wrong with these?
That's
sort of
what I
people?
usually do.
Thank you for the super chat, Mario. What I'll say is that nobody should be bullied or harassed. Nobody should be bullied or harassed because of their weight. You know, that's wrong. Some people struggle with their weight and they can have depression, and it's just, you know, anybody that would make fun of somebody over their weight is a really messed up thing to do. However, though, what I will say is that if somebody is you know, obese, you know, the right thing to do, don't bully them, you know, that's horrible. You know, the right thing to do is tell the person that, like, hey, like, you need to take better care of your health. You need to try to get into shape. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You know, the bullying, you know, that's wrong. But, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with telling somebody that you shouldn't be obese, and telling somebody that, you know, you should try to take care of your health. Because if you tell somebody you should try to take care of your health, you're really saying a nice thing to them because you're trying to wish them well. So it's
If you bully someone for no reason, it's not right.
Yeah, you know, if somebody bullies somebody over their weight, they're just an idiot. But at the same time, it's really not okay to be obese. I know that it's you know, it's hard to control for people. I get that, and I know it's hard to, you know, get out of that. But it's unhealthy. It's bad for your health, bad for your body. You have heart problems. So it's you know, everybody should try to take better care of their health. That's just what I'll say about that. Hello, Pro. Hope you're having a good day. Have you played Gun? If yes, is it any good? It's I've never played Gun. I know it's like a PS2 Wild West first-person shooter game.
I need to get this legendary moose out to Gus so I make money.
In my school, most kids think that I'm awkward because of how I look, but I'm a very sweet person. Yeah, don't you know, looks really don't matter, you know. And it's that story that I told you guys before about the big biker guy and, like, the guy that was, like, in his early 20s that passed all the background checks. Like, the guy was nice and the guy was nice and polite, no criminal record, but yet the worst drunk ever. And I cannot imagine what it'd be like living with him. Like, he was living by himself and causing so much problems, but I can't imagine living with him. He'd probably abuse somebody if they were living with him. So, you know, this guy's, and the biker guy, you know, looked like he was scary, but he was harmless. So, you know, and also people do this all the time in relationships too, is people date somebody based on their looks, which I personally think is like a bad idea. I don't date myself at all, but I think that that's a bad idea because it's is that if somebody might have looks that somebody else might like, but that person could be a total psycho. So it's just yeah, but don't worry about how people think you look, buddy. Just ignore them. If anybody you know insults you over how you look, just ignore them. They're just a bunch of idiots. And thank you, Angel, for the super chat. Pro, are you a whiskey person? I don't drink any alcohol. I only drink occasionally out of a glass of champagne on the New Year. Will I ever do a Let's Play on Fallout 3 or New Vegas? Yes, I will, Hunter. I will. I will do that. Fallout 3, I'll do the most. Fallout 3 is my favorite Fallout game. So I could do a playthrough of Fallout 3 one day. I don't know when I'll do it, but I'll do it. And I can dress up as the Lone Wanderer too.
I think the May 19th is the 12th anniversary of Red Dead Redemption 1.
I don't know how somebody can claim obesity is healthy. It's not. It's any doctor can tell you that being obese is not healthy. So I don't know what they're talking about. But it's like I said, you know, you never ever bully somebody over their weight. That's wrong, and that should not happen. You know, don't ever make fun of somebody. I mean, I was made fun of all the time over my weight when I was younger, but I wasn't made fun of over being overweight. I was made fun of over being underweight because I was very skinny most of my life. I've been very skinny. I'm, you know, much better shape now. You know, I'm a bit bigger now, you know, but you know, I'm right now I'm 145 pounds. But I used to be, like, years ago, like, even, like, you know, a few years ago on my channel, I was around 120 pounds. Some people might find it hard to believe, but I was. And I'm not, like, anorexic or anything. I eat, but I don't gain any weight. I almost never do. And it's just, you know, my father is, you know, the same way. My father is a pretty skinny guy. So it's just, I guess it might be something in the family. But it's just, my mom is pretty skinny, too. So it's just, but I've gained more weight. I've taken better care of my health. You know, I drink protein shakes. I work out. So there's some, you know, that. But
protein is the key. One of the keys.
You know, people used to call me a stick in high school. They said that because I was so skinny.
Why did say that?
That's what,
doesn't make no sense.
You miss for
but,
super
you know,
chats.
being really skinny is also not healthy. So that's not good for you either. So it's just, but, yeah.
You missed 4 super chats.
Would I ever try to play Red Dead Revolver? Yeah, I could do that one day, Kool-Aid. Thank you for
I'm not that
super
skinny in
chat.
real life.
How far would Noose or Merryweather go to destroy you physically and mentally if you pissed him off enough? Both are very corrupt and evil too.
Well, just
Merryweather,
watch
like I
GTA
said,
5.
they're gonna send like they're gonna send some people to military people to assassinate you in the middle of the night, and
Yep.
Noose are probably gonna do some raid on you.
Doing a movie premiere.
Will I be playing Red Dead Redemption 1? I will, Mitchell, one day. I don't really talk about that stuff, Surprise Doll. I don't, I'm single, I don't date. I don't do relationships. You know, I'm not interested at all in relationships. No, you know, no kind of dating, no kind of interaction at all for me. You know, I'm a loner, and that's, you know, pretty much what I've been my whole life. I'm happy that way. Have I ever seen the show My 600-Pound Life? Some patients get the help they want, while other patients are really scummy. I think you'll like Dr. Now. I don't know about who Dr. Now is. I watched Dr. Phil a bit. I like him. He's a cool guy, and I like his. You know, I watch Dr. Phil mostly just to see how he deals with like the psycho people, because some of the people he brings on his show are like really scummy people and like really psycho people.
Did you ever see the one when the lady had a dog chained outside the house in a cage, and when she showed that, Phil called the phone and got the dog out of there. Right on that show. Right there. The dog's like, no dog should be in a cage chained up outside in the rain. That's not right.
Have you ever seen the bad and bougie guy? Oh wait, am I in a posse right now?
No.
Oh no, I think I started this on my own. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna shoot every target and just put him in the big wagon then. How tall are you? About 6 feet.
What's your favorite episode in Dr. Phil?
Well, it's like I said. It's if somebody is obese, you know, it's wrong to, you know, bully them or make fun of them for their weight. That's, you know, wrong, and it just, you know, hurts people's feelings, and you know, it can cause depression for some people. It's horrible. But people that are obese should try their best to try to get better into shape and, you know, not be obese. I know it's not easy. I know that. But they should. Everybody should try to take care of their health, because being obese is not healthy.
Some guy didn't get married or get dates for a long time. He says that I'm not going on a date. When his daughter says, adopted daughter, and she says, "Why not? Are you scared?" He has a flashback. That's childhood.
What's your favorite episode in Dr. Phil?
I remember the bad and bougie guy on Dr. Phil. I remember that guy. Like, that was like, anybody ever seen the bad and bougie guy on Dr. Phil? Like, somebody's probably seen it. It was like a very known episode, but I saw that like a few years ago.
What that one was.
Basically, the guy said that he's living the bad and bougie like lifestyle, and so he would constantly steal from his friends and family, and so he stole like 25 grand from his mom. He stole, I think, like 3 grand from his sister, and he stole like 4 grand from his friends. So he stole like thousands of dollars, and he did it over years. And so he admits to it. He admits to like happily stealing from people, and he says he does it to keep his image up. And so he would just constantly keep buying clothes with that money, and it was just you know, his mom was about to be homeless also. So he stole so much money from his mom that his mom couldn't pay the bills. And this guy was like 26 or so when he was doing this. So this guy was not a kid at all. And what happened was his Dr. Phil said that your mom's about to be homeless, and he said live on Dr. Phil, he said that no, she doesn't. She has enough money. And Dr. Phil says no, she's about to be homeless. And then he says, well, that's her problem, not my problem. And then he says that she decided to have me as a kid, so she has to take care of me now. And so that guy was like really scummy. That was like
I'm glad I didn't see that one. I would have smashed my TV after that.
That guy. Anybody ever seen the bad and bougie guy in Dr. Phil? I think people know what I'm talking. Somebody's
I haven't.
seen
I gotta look that one up.
in the comments. But yeah, no, that guy, like, he was just you know, constantly stealing from his family, his friends. And the thing is, though, his friends and family were still so nice to him even after he stole from them, and they didn't want to press charges on him. They didn't. They could have easily pressed charges on him and sent him to jail, but they didn't do it because they were trying to get him help. But he didn't want the help. And so he was very lucky to have such, you know, nice friends and family. But it was just how did it end? I'm trying to remember. He refused to stop stealing from his friends and family, and then I think Dr. Phil ended up sending him to jail because Dr. Phil Dr. Phil told his friends and family to press charges. He told them that the only way he's gonna learn is to in jail. So it was like that's how I think the whole thing ended. He didn't want to change. He didn't want to stop stealing. And it was just, that was just that, but it was,
I think my favorite episode is the one that women think will be Jesus. You know that episode?
no, I haven't seen that one.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
The only thing I like about that show is that watching all those crazy people just lets you know that you're not crazy.
Hey, probably.
I'm gonna go off now.
DLC.
Everyone.
Maybe Mitchell. Maybe I'll play it.
The DLC in Saints Row 3 and 4 was pretty hilarious, but it wasn't as good as the DLCs from Saints Row 2 either.
Thank you also, thank you there, Athena, Timid Light. Thank you, man. Hi, Pro. Happy Friday. Take care as always. Thanks, Athena.
Bye.
Okay, here, let me get my, second. My tea, I forgot to get that. Moment here, let me get that here.
Yeah, again, the Saints Row 3 and 4, you know, I love those games, but my biggest issue with those games is that they're called Saints Row.
Wait, who is called Hayden? Okay. Yeah, but
Oh,
I like
man.
Dr. Phil, because he's, you know, I like him when he confronts, like, some of these people, and Dr. Phil still tries to get them help, even like the worst people that he interviews, he still tries to always get them help, but oftentimes they refuse it. So that's, This also happens in sports like the NBA. These dumb players do a ton of dumb things that ends them up losing millions of dollars. Yep. I think Vladivostok FM's logo was my favorite always. Oh, they were found? What the? Pick up the... Is somebody else in my posse right now?
No.
I'm not the posse.
Oh,
Why-
they're right here, Pro.
Why are they
Well,
like
cross the river.
separated? There's like one guy by himself and then there's like 5 guys together.
I found a collectible over here, that's how I found them.
Okay, well it's weird.
Yeah, I
So
thought-
if somebody not in my posse finds the target, they still...
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm on top of
5.
the mountain.
What is this
The
guy
same
doing over
mountain.
here?
Unfortunately, I don't think I can kill
All
them.
dies.
I'm not in your posse.
Okay, well... I'm bringing in everyone
I'll
dead.
just stay here then.
Have you
just
heard of
stay
the
here
game
until-
The Saboteur, World War II open game in France? Yes. I have. And Target escaped? What? Oh, come on. Okay, whatever. I'll just deliver this guy then. But it was
That's crazy.
I love the Saboteur. That was actually my first platinum on the PS3. I remember that game. Yeah.
That might have been my fault. Because I found the collectible and they just showed up there. But,
Yeah,
I will
think
have a
it was
lore
wrong
video
about-
eventually on Claude too. That's a good one that I have that I'm making.
I'm on top of the mountain. The mountain where Arthur Morgan dies at the final motion.
let me see if my moonshine is ready.
Hey, gamer. Maybe at that
Yes.
Have
mountain
you shot any firearms before? I have.
where Arthur Morgan dies. At that.
What other logos
I,
did you like?
I've only completed
I don't
the
remember the logos
campaign
that well.
ones.
I like the Radio Broker logo too. What do I think about Johnny Depp and his problems in the court? I don't know much about the whole situation. The only thing I know about it is that his his wife or his girlfriend, I think is his ex-wife, but she was accusing him of abuse, and it looks really suspicious. And it looks like damn, why is this guy? Man, this guy's going out. Come on.
Yeah, that may have been my fault,
There
bro.
we
I'm
go.
sorry about that.
Sorry about what?
Because I found a collectible, and that's where the guys.
Don't worry about it. I was. My God, that guy survived all those shotgun shots. But what I was gonna say is that from like the whole Johnny Depp thing, I'm not an expert on it. I don't know all the facts of the case, but what I do know is that it looks really suspicious what Amber is doing. It looks like she could possibly be lying. I don't know 100%. I'm not gonna assume anything, but I'm gonna say that it doesn't. It looks suspicious on her part. That's from what I've seen.
Alright, right now I'm gonna check my moonshine production. If it's done, then we could do a sell on that. That actually happened to me some time ago on this game, where I started a bounty, and it started the bounty where another player was, and the countdown started, and it only gave me 2 seconds. So I never even left the town.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that Smash. I've just watched Dr. Phil sometimes, like when he like talks to some of these crazy people, and my impression of him, I didn't really think he was a bad guy. But if he was doing something like that there, I don't know then. But I usually watch, the show because I just like him, like, dealing with like these crazy people and like, trying to talk some sense into them. Hey there, Pro. I also want to ask, will you play GTA 4 Remastered when it happens? Because I've seen stuff about it. Yeah, of course. If GTA 4 gets a remaster, I'll revisit it and play it, of course.
Let's just hope it's not as buggy.
Yeah, imagine if there was a game-breaking bug where every single time Roman calls you to go bowling, the game crashes.
Oh no, that'd be a fucking miracle. Nah, I'm a kid. I like bowling, Roman. That's
Or
funny though.
imagine there was a glitch where Roman would keep calling you and you couldn't stop it. It was just a glitch where the phone would keep going off of Roman.
Yeah. When you called him twice to do it on your video, he didn't want to do it. I never seen that.
No, Roman will actually refuse to go bowling with you if you do it too much. So if you do it too much, he will lose it. But the friends were so much better in GTA 4 than they were in GTA 5. Like, the hanging out was so much better. Like, pool, billiards, the clubs.
The only good thing about the friends in 5 is that you can actually hang out together instead of just one person.
Yeah, but the Lost and Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony did fix that, though, where in Lost and Damned you could hang out with both Terry and Clay, and Ballad of Gay Tony you could hang out with Armando and Henrique.
I didn't know Terry and Clay were that strong, though. I never knew that.
Yeah, Terry and Clay are the two strongest NPCs in GTA 4. There is no NPC that is stronger than Terry and Clay. Like, they upgraded all the way. Their health is maxed out upgraded, and they have, like, one of them has the M4, I think, and the other guy, I think, has the automatic shotgun. So it's like, and the fact that they die, like, in just one pistol shot each in GTA 5 is just so stupid. Like, Trevor kills them with the weakest gun in the game, and just one shot each. It's
crazy.
My favorite GTA logos are Flashback FM, V-Rock, KDST, Electroshock, Beat 102.7, West Coast Classics, Vinewood Boulevard Radio, and Fly Low FM. I usually listen to the I don't listen to like the electro stuff. I usually listen to the rock and the rap stations. That's what I've always usually listened to whenever I played GTA games.
I like listening to the talk shows.
Have I ever watched Steve Wilkos? I watched Steve Wilkos when I was younger. I haven't. Does he still do a show? Like, it wasn't Steve Wilkos like a former security guard that like he got like that job with the But I like it about him that like he doesn't take any crap, and so like he will actively like confront these bad people, and they don't scare him at all. That's what I've liked about Steve Wilkos, is that they didn't scare him. So like there would be people that try to intimidate him, and they'd fail miserably. Like he's not gonna get intimidated by them. Imagine if killing Dimitri corrupts your save. Oh no. Yeah, that'd be some glitch.
Moonshine is not ready yet, sadly.
Mr. Waifu Taker, thank you for the super chat. Steve was a Chicago cop. Oh, okay. The thing is, people don't realize this, but police officers are usually really good for people interactions. Like, police officers are taught how to interact with people, so they're taught a bit of psychology as well. A lot of people don't know that. So, Steve, if he was a cop, then yeah, that I can see why, that would help him out in his job. It's official, the professional only looks at the super chat no matter how interesting they are. No, that's not true, Remix. I read as many comments as I can. I just, the last like, half an hour, I haven't been reading that many comments. I've just been telling stories. But I read as many comments as I can. With that military game you play nowadays, a point-blank shot to the noggin that'll dampen their spirit, oh, yeah, oh.
Sniper Elite, yeah.
Steve Wilkos is still on, My dad works for Rockstar. He says GTA 6 is almost ready. Sure. How old is the Mafia? Over 120 years old.
Oh.
Will I do a video lore on Dex? Do I think the player would have listened to Julius as he was still loyal to him still? I low-key want more Saints Row videos from you. I could do a video on Dex, but I was actually brainstorming a Saints Row video, lore video the other day. So there's a lore video that I wanted to make for some time. My friend Mr. Waifu had actually mentioned that in the chat the other day. But it was I wanted to make a video on gang analysis. So I made videos on character analysis, but I've never done one on gangs. And I think I could make some good videos analyzing the gangs in Saints Row too.
What, you mean like a video for the Ronin and
yes.
the Sons of Zombie and that?
Yes,
oh, that's a good idea.
And I would like to do a video analyzing the Ronin, because the thing is though, if you notice that each gang has unique problems, and each gang, there's a specific reason on why their gang fell apart. Not just the Saints, but there's like a specific reason for it a lot of times. Like the reason the Brotherhood fell apart was greed. The reason the Ronin fell apart was honor. It was too much honor and too little honor, both of that. Too much honor with Kazuo and too little honor with Shogo is what caused their downfall, ironically. There's a reason that it was honor. And then for the Sons of Samdi, the Sons of Samdi, I don't really know if there was a specific reason that caused their downfall. It was more just their drug business.
Overconfidence.
Maybe overconfidence, their drug business is constantly getting
Just
blown
the
up.
general had you in the limo and you still got away. That part always baffles me. You were high as a kite, and still won.
And then for the gangs in Saints Row 1, the thing that caused the Vice Kings, the number one reason they fell apart was loyalty. Loyalty was the reason that the Vice Kings fell apart. Because the thing is, if the Vice Kings actually got together and listened to King, maybe the Saints still would have beat them, but the Vice Kings would have done way more damage. Like, Ben King is the hardest gang boss that the Saints have definitely fought in. Like, out of all the gangs the Saints have fought against, I would say the Vice Kings were the most toughest gang they fought against. And it was like, Ben King had, like, plans on how he was going to rip the Saints apart, and if they had listened to Ben King. But the thing about is, Ben King made a really bad mistake when he was making the Vice Kings, and Ben King didn't always want to be a criminal. That's the thing. He was a criminal to make money, but he became a criminal because he wanted to stop the Carnales who were flooding, Sunnyvale Gardens with drugs, and eventually he tried to legitimize the Vice Kings. So the Vice Kings, he tried to make it as legitimate as possible. He worked with the corrupt cops, with City Hall. He built supermarkets. He owned like a record company. There was still some extortion going around, but he tried to legitimize it as much as possible, and he refused to deal drugs. Like, there's a few times where Warren will try to tell him to deal drugs, and King will say no, that we're not dealing drugs, because he knows how much problems that will cause. But the thing is, though, is Ben King was a good leader, but the mistake he made wasn't in his leadership. The mistake he made was in who he got close to him, who he appointed. That was his mistake, not his leadership. Well, maybe I guess you could argue it's his leadership. Not the way he ran things, but the people that he put in charge. That's the mistakes that he made. And it was the thing with Ben King was a criminal who wanted to get out of the hood and turn his gang into a legitimate business. Tanya and Warren were people that wanted to be gangsters. They wanted to be criminals constantly. They liked the violence. They liked the gang warfare. Ben King didn't like that. Ben King only got involved in the gang warfare when he thought that it was necessary. That was the thing about them, is Tanya and Warren were just unreliable.
Who do you think was the saddest death in the Saints Row series?
Carlos.
I would say for me it would be Carlos or Aisha.
I would say Carlos was definitely a more, messed up death, because you actually saw the Carlos death. The Aisha death you didn't really see, it was more off screen.
I'm surprised they still censored that.
I do stream GTA 5 when updates come out. I could do a 100% stream. The rollers, what caused their downfall? I remember I brainstormed this.
Being blind.
What?
Being blind, because they had two people in their gang that wasn't even their gang.
Yeah, it was more of the reason the rollers fell
Infiltrate?
apart, it's more of ignorance would be the word.
Yeah, that's what I meant,
It
yeah.
was like ignorance and overestimation, more of it, because the thing is, though, the rollers didn't even know who the Saints were. Like, it was like, how do you not know who the Saints were? So it's like, Price was like, who are these guys? And like, Donnie was like, the 3rd Street Altar Boys or something, like what he said. So that was, that. And the reason that the Carnales, the reason the Carnales fell apart was because of their constant family arguments. Like,
Yeah.
that was, what's his name, what was his name? What was the Colombian cartel guy's name? What was his name? Was it Miguel? Carnales, Saints Row. I'd have to look that up, but it was the one guy who wasn't in their gang. He was he was the Colombian cartel's
Cartel guy,
representative.
yeah.
Manuel. So Manuel, not Miguel. Manuel. Manuel. Yes. So about Manuel is. Manuel was pretty much the downfall of the gang, and Manuel was the one who survived. He brought them down. He did way more damage than the Saints ever could have. But it was the fact that they would constantly argue in front of Manuel, and Manuel would see how weak they are, how fragile they are, and so he gave all that information over to the Saints. So they showed how weak they were in front of Manuel. Instead of keeping like a cool composure, they constantly showed how fragile their whole gang was in
Like,
front of Manuel.
Imagine if Tony and... Well, actually, that kind of did happen in Scarface a little bit.
Also, what's his name? Hector is such an idiot, the guy who runs the Carnales, that he couldn't even tell that Manuel insulted him. That's how much of an idiot he was. Because it was that, Manuel, I remember there's that one dialogue that's really important in the Carnales storyline. But Manuel says that, I heard that one of your, like, drug labs got raided or something like that, and he's like, that's nonsense. And he's like, what about the stolen drugs? And he's like, we all recovered them. And then Manuel says, your father would have killed all the Saints by now. And then Manuel says, I am not my father. I mean, no, Hector says, I'm not my father. And then Manuel says back to him, I've noticed. And so when he says, I've noticed, he's basically saying, yeah, you're not like your father. You're weak. That's basically what he meant when he said, I've noticed. And Hector was such an idiot that he didn't even realize that Manuel had insulted him by saying that.
What would you say your most satisfying kill was? That was a gang leader.
Thank you for subscribing, David.
Would be like
You mean most
Jessica
satisfying Saints Row?
or-
Most satisfying person to kill in Saints Row?
A kill that isn't a gang leader. For example, like Jessica.
Well,
Or,
Jessica
I
is a
think
gang
Shogo
kill.
was
She
a
was
gang-
part of the gang.
Yeah, I mean like a gang leader. She wasn't a gang leader.
She was a lieutenant, but it was,
Son.
the most,
It was a mix between, Jessica and... I forget the other person's
I
name.
missed the
Saints
super
Row
chat.
1.
I'm sorry if I did. Liberty Rock Radio is a good logo, too. Okay, Mario, I didn't see the,
I like killing Junichi, though.
Junichi.
Yeah. He was, though. He saw the Saint come, he saw you coming up in the airport. And he, got mad at it.
What the Carnales didn't realize is that Manuel is the Colombian cartel's representative, and somebody like Manuel is going to be very smart, and they are not. Somebody like Manuel is able to analyze situations really well. And so, the whole reason that the Colombian cartel sent Manuel over there, the Carnales think they sent Manuel over there to organize a deal. Manuel can organize a deal, but the real reason the Colombian cartel sent Manuel over to meet with the Carnales was to see whether they were reliable partners. That was the whole reason that the Colombian cartel wanted to see, are the Carnales stable? Are they good partners? Can we do business with them? So they sent somebody like Manuel to analyze the situation. The Carnales didn't see that. They only thought that he was there to do, to organize deals. But Manuel was able to easily see how unstable they were, their constant arguments, how fragile the whole thing was, and he's like, yeah, it's better we work with the Saints. So he just screws them over, says the Saints are gonna, be better partners, instead of the Carnales. So that was like, the whole reason of him being there was to analyze the situation. And,
The hardest, gang boss ever had a fight was the General. That guy was surprisingly tough.
I thought the general had like the worst gang death in the entire like series. Really,
He did.
Like it was like,
Died in a
even
cutscene.
even like Philip. What was his name? Philip in Saints Row 3 is Lauren. Lauren was his name. Philip Lauren.
Philippe?
Philip Lauren.
Loren.
Yeah. So he
He
had
just
a
gets
really
crushed.
bad death. Lauren had like a really bad death in Saints Row 3 where he just got crushed by like the
Yeah.
chandelier. Like it was just like out of nowhere. Like the trailers made it seem like he was gonna be this big bad antagonist, and he got just crushed by the chandelier. That was it. But
That's
the
because
general,
the
the general,
Morningstar
I
had
think,
two-
yeah,
three
the
leaders.
general had the worst death in the series because it was just a terrible death. Like it not like when I say
like
terrible
brutal,
death,
though.
I don't mean like I mean that it was just boring. Like there was like it was
Yeah.
like you build up all this stuff with the general, and then like you just blow up his like little like SUV with the machine gun on top, and that's it. He's dead instantly.
If anything,
You know.
Mr. Sunshine got the best out of the three in that one.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
all
he
of
got
the
his
deaths
head cut
were,
off.
all of the gang boss deaths were really cool, except the general's death. Like, the general's death just sucked.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, like, Kazuo's death was pretty cool, where, like, he pulls the gun on him in the sword fight. What was
Yeah.
it? Mero's death was pretty cool, where he says to him any last words, before he shoots him.
Go to hell.
And yeah, the Mr. Sunshine's death, Shogo's death, all of those deaths were, like, unique. But, like, it was, like, it's like that one just sucked. Like it was just like he just died and that was just it. Like it was anticlimactic. Thank you for subscribing to me, Cherry.
The general's fight, though, man. I remember I kept dying on that one.
Yeah.
I keep
the
dying on
the
that
Sons of
sometimes.
Samdi are my favorite
They would
gang.
just run you
My
over.
favorite. They are my favorite antagonist gang in Saints Row 2. But
I like
it,
the vehicle the best.
it was just that was just that death just sucked with the general. It was just a boring one. And also, I don't know about if you know this, but the general's the mission where the general dies, that mission was actually changed. Because the original mission, what was going to happen is after you blow up the general's truck, he spawns in with an assault rifle, the one with the grenade launcher, and then you have to kill him afterwards. So it's like 2 boss battles in one. I don't know if that triggered like a different scene.
What I
but
do is, I actually drive in there with like a weaponized vehicle. Cause you could drive in there if the vehicle's small enough. Like I used to do that. Yeah, like it was the mission. I think it's the final mission for the Ronin, when you have to use that little jet ski to get across the water. That helicopter dropping bombs on you. What I do is, I put a tornado chopper there. So when I get to the beach, I get in and blow up the chopper, and I keep flying backwards. That chopper, man, it's accurate.
Apparently, some of our competitors never made it back home from market, and folks are fearing the worst. So why don't you go try and track them down and see what's left of their supplies?
The worst mission,
As
in
the
my
saying
opinion, in
goes,
Saints Row
all's
2
fair in
is
love,
the
war,
one is
and
the
trading
DLC
of
one with
pristine animal parts.
I forget her name, Tara, I think. When the vans are chasing you.
Oh, you mean the one where you're on the truck and like then the all the old tour people are after you?
Yeah, they had those tank. I forget what they call those. I didn't know that was a DLC until you played it. I was like, oh, what's this? You know,
Oh,
that's-
this is,
that was a cool DLC.
Yeah, that mission was pretty bad. It was just on the truck and
It's impossible on the hard difficulty. You barely do it.
I was able to do every single mission on
had
hard
it-
except the Terra mission. That mission, it was too
Yeah.
much. I had to lower the difficulty because the mission was impossible. There's nothing you could do.
I don't blame
Um,
that and the Dex one when you had to defend the helicopters or defend the trucks. The
Yeah.
helicopters and RPGs.
And there's that one really bad part of the final Dex mission when like Griffin is in the lighthouse and then
Sniper.
the Masako team come up
Yeah.
to him and then you have to take out all the Masako team and if one gets through, Griffin dies and it fails. That
Yeah.
that one is pretty bad too. The most of the mission was good, but I don't respond to the dumbest comments. I respond to as many comments as I can, man. But remember when I mentioned that Mark Davis, Raiders owner, that he only cares about himself? Today, the executives and presidents resigned and told media Mark is a very scummy and bad owner. What can and bad owner? What can happen to Mark? Well, you know, they resigned. So I mean, it's his company in the end. So it's I don't know you know, there's nothing really they can do much at that point. They resigned because they couldn't work for a scumbag. But
Someone made a super chat asking it, are you ever going to do a lore video for Johnny Gat?
for Johnny Gat, I guess I could, but if I did a lore video on Johnny Gat, I'd like to keep it in Saints Row 1 and 2. I just really don't want to talk about,
that's what
like,
I would say.
I really don't want to talk about some of the dumb things that happens in, like, Gat Out of Hell.
I feel like
it was just...
The only thing that you could bring from Saints Row 3 or 4 is the audio logs, like you did for that one war video against Julius. That's probably the only thing you can do. And again, this is coming from somebody who likes Saints Row 3 and 4. But my issue with Saints Row 3 and 4 is not that I think they're fun games. It's just them being called Saints Row is the problem for me.
Yep. I love how they incorporated the
Same
Statue
thing
of
with the
Liberty
reboot.
Happiness Crown into Liberty Rock Radio. Oh, right, they did have the Statue of Liberty in the Liberty Rock Radio. What do I think of Shogo's death?
Oh, that was a fun death.
That was brutal. But the thing is, though, is that Shogo brought that on himself. Because of the fact that he attacked the funeral. The thing is, though, Johnny was still gonna kill Shogo, but if Shogo had... Johnny probably would have just shot him to death or something like that at another time. But, like, just the fact that he jumped, like, Aisha's funeral when Johnny told him repeatedly, go away, I'm not in the mood for this, and he still attacked. Like, that was, like, he basically brought that on himself, you know, what had happened.
The same thing happened in San Andreas, too. First mission of the game. Where they, the ballers tried to ambush you at the funeral.
And then I remember CJ didn't want to ambush the Ballas funeral. They actually lowered the amount of XP you can get in this mission. I don't know if you guys know that. You used to get 500 XP per bag, and now you only get 185 XP per bag. Marrow had the most brutal death. Nah, Marrow just, no, his car just got blown up, and then he was kind of like injured, and he just got shot in the head. You know,
I would say Sunshine had one of the most brutal ones.
You know, it was just, I still think the Shogo one was the most brutal, because the Shogo one, there was no, like...
Probably the darkest.
The Shogo one wasn't, like, it didn't have, like, any blood even, or anything like that. But it was just the fact how he died, that he got put in, like, a coffin, and just slowly suffocated to death. I think that was probably the most brutal death. I wonder how long he survived in there, though. That's what
There's a rumor that if you wait after the mission, you sit there, you can actually hear him. But I never been able to hear him.
I actually tried to do that. I tried to run near the tomb to see if I could hear him, but I wasn't able to. I don't think that that's true.
I had something happen where I was playing when you were playing the game, and I was standing by a grave, an open grave that was dug up, and some random NPC dropped from the sky into the coffin.
What?
I was like... Because he was making a sound as if he was falling, and I heard a... I was dead in the grave.
Carlos does have the most bloody death. That is true.
Yeah. And as much as I hate Jessica, that death was brutal too. But I was like... Every time I do that mission, I actually kill Jessica in the bank, and then do the mission over.
The thing is, though, is that after what she did to Carlos, I felt she deserved that.
Yeah.
It was...
Oh, I didn't feel bad at all.
Yes.
It was brutal, but I didn't feel bad at all.
They could have just shot Carlos. They didn't need to do what they did, like just dragging him like for miles from like a truck like that. It was just you know, I had no sympathy for her.
I always wondered why the boss couldn't just put Carlos in the back of that truck, unless the truck wasn't running no more. But I mean, even if they could, he was gonna probably bleed out or trauma. Oh.
There was a bit, I was thinking, though, if the boss had a gun, couldn't he have shot the chain where Carlos was? But
nah,
it was...
yeah, the chain, yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that it was, you know, I don't think that Carlos was gonna make it. I think he was pretty much dead.
No.
There was no way he was gonna make...
I mean, Johnny got stabbed and he almost died.
I wonder, though, if Carlos...
That's Johnny Gat.
I wonder if Carlos knew that the boss is gonna kill him, though. That's what I wonder, if Carlos knew that he was gonna do that.
That's why I always do the Brotherhood last. Because he gets you out of prison at the beginning. If it wasn't for Carlos, the Saints would have never came back.
Who's worse,
You would have been stuck in that prison and died.
You mean Jessica from Saints Row 2? Ashley Butler
Yeah.
or Maria Latore? Ashley, because Ashley got Johnny killed.
Yeah. Ashley did so many things, man.
Yeah, that was Ashley's fault.
I was laughing when you were playing the GTA and you ran her over. I'm like,
everybody,
yep, I knew that was coming.
yeah, everybody blames Ashley for that.
That part makes no sense because he was done with Ashley. Why did he, there's no sense.
Yeah, it didn't.
I know.
I think Rockstar forgot that they made the same game, Like, oh yeah,
Yeah, well, first time I played Season 5, I didn't know that Ashley was gonna die.
Carcer City is a Rust Belt, okay. I saw the Goodfellas, that was a long time ago, though. Carlos
I
gives
never
the head
seen
nod to do the mercy kill. Oh.
yeah. It's okay, you get him as a zombie fella. Just
Yeah,
like,
some people say that Johnny
No,
is
it
a
was
psychopath.
it was once
Okay.
Oh my god, I saw Goodfellas so long ago when I was a kid. I should probably watch it again. But I remember, like, well, what was the guy's Ray Liotta? What was his character's name? Was he Jimmy or was the other guy Jimmy? I'm trying to remember now.
GTA 5?
No, I'm talking about Goodfellas. But it
Oh,
was
I never watched
it was
that.
he what he did at the end there, I don't really consider that ratting, what he did in Goodfellas, because of the fact that they tried to have him killed. And, like, his friend, Henry, Jimmy was Robert De Niro. Okay, so it was that there was just, that he tried to have him and his, like, girlfriend, wife killed. I remember that scene, like, that one scene when Jimmy meets, like, Henry's girlfriend in Goodfellas, and he tells her that, like, I have a dress for you or something like that, and he tells her to, like, go up the street and go there. And, like, you see those guys in, like, that dark room, and it was so obvious that he was gonna have her killed. It was, like, that was just a really creepy scene, and it was just,
Yeah, some people say that Johnny
I have to watch
Gat
King
is
of
a
the Hill one
psychopath.
day again. I gotta watch it. That was a great TV show. I love King of the Hill.
Well, I said before that there's some people that say that Johnny Gat is a psychopath.
no.
No, I don't.
No,
Sociopath.
Johnny isn't a psychopath because he loves
I know.
Aisha. So it's...
He never portrays gang.
Oh, and Mr. Waifu Turku says,
only time
says
that
about Hector, how you need a lot of RPGs to kill him.
The only time that Johnny kills you if you betray him or anger enough. I don't know, but
He did need a lot of RPGs.
what?
Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of poker here, guys. So I'm gonna go into a game
Sure.
chat. Okay, here we go. And thank you, Mr. Waifu. I've never really watched that show, Beavis and Butthead. What do you think of people who are pissed off at Elon Musk buying Twitter Pro? I don't understand the big deal. I honestly don't. I don't know why people would get, pissed. And I know what you're talking about. I've seen the comments. I've seen people raging on Twitter, like Elon Musk buying Twitter. But it's, I don't know why people would get upset. Twitter wants to sell, they'll sell. If they don't sell, they don't. Hey Pro, love your cosplays. The military ones are my favorite. I like your cosplay and SOCOM playthrough the most, and your Carl cosplay is my second. Thank you. And thank you, Neptune, for the super chat. What currency is that, if you mind me asking? I don't think I've seen that currency before. But thank you for the super chat, man. You'll be happy to know I'll do SOCOM 2, this year. Also. Terrible cards. Hopefully I get a pair or something. But, I will do Sniper Elite 4 and 5. So that's more cosplays for Carl. But look, I'll tell you this, okay, oh, yes, I'll do, oh, it's Filipino pesos, okay. Wow, nothing. No matching cards, nothing here. I'm gonna fold. There's no point in playing these cards. You know, the whole Elon Musk buying Twitter thing. This is, oh, I got a 4. Oh, I could have held the cards. But it's not important. It really isn't. I don't, you know, if he wants to buy, okay, you know, who cares? You know, I don't know why people are, you know, some people are getting so upset by it. It's not a big deal. And honestly, I'll tell you something. Twitter is so toxic, like it is. It's like the most toxic social media that I've ever seen. It is so toxic. It's ridiculous. And it's like, I'll say this about Twitter is, like, if I wasn't a YouTuber, I wouldn't use Twitter. I wouldn't, because this is how toxic it is. It is so toxic. It's like, Twitter does help my channel, you know, when I want to get the message out. So when I want to, like, talk about something I'm doing, or, you know, tweet out that I'm doing a stream, sure, it'll help. But, like, if I wasn't a YouTuber, wouldn't be using it, because of just how it's just, you know, it's like, I remember when Elon Musk said that Twitter is like a war zone. He's pretty much right, because it's like, you know, the comments on Twitter, like the people going crazy on Twitter, is so toxic. It is just, it's ridiculous. And I've told this story before, but some of you guys might hear me tell this story again. If you want to know just how toxic Twitter is, people worship celebrities like gods on Twitter, and so whenever a celebrity says something stupid, people will act like it's fact, even if it's the most ridiculous statement ever. But I had gotten some celebrity, I don't know who the celebrity was, it was some random celebrity just recommended in my feed, and he made a comment on, he was talking about daylight savings time, and he said that, like, now that daylight savings time is being abolished, because that's considered in my country that we should change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And I basically said to him that it's perfectly fine to get rid of daylight savings time, no one's going to care about that, but then I replied saying that you can't really change Fahrenheit to Celsius, because we've had generations and generations of Americans that use Fahrenheit, and trying to change it to Celsius is only going to cause problems. We're so used to using Fahrenheit. There's nothing wrong with Fahrenheit as a system. And, you know, people started replying to me, and they were very toxic, and they were, like, saying, like, oh, you stupid Americans using your Fahrenheit, the rest of the world uses Celsius, and, like, one guy says, like, you would need many generations of to learn Celsius. And when he was saying that, he was saying that in a rude way. So he basically implying that Americans are stupid. But, you know, we learn Celsius in America. We learn how to measure Celsius. We learn it in schools. We just when it comes to the weather, though, we measure in Fahrenheit. And there's nothing wrong with using Fahrenheit as a scale. And I was basically saying that it doesn't matter what the rest of the world uses, even if the rest of the world uses Celsius, it's still fine to use Fahrenheit. We've used it for some time, it hasn't caused us problems, hasn't done anything bad, it's fine the way the scale is right now, there's no need to change it. And I had people lash out at me, you know, call me dumb, I was being respectful, you know, say that Americans are stupid, Americans are dumb, bunch of comments replying that to me, and this was like, you know, people were being so toxic over something so simple of, like, a temperature scale. That's what people were gonna insult me and my country over, is the temperature scales. So that's, like, that just shows you just how, you know, toxic some of the people are on Twitter. Hopefully I win this. Let's see, pair of kings. 3 queens, oh, damn, I'm done. He's not showing his cards there, but the Leones were based on the Corleones, but I don't think Salvatore is based on Vito. Salvatore and Vito are very different. Well, thank you for the super chat, Mario, but, you know, I don't know, like, you know, I don't know why people, you know, are so toxic on Twitter, and it's just, Elon Musk buying Twitter does not affect me at all. I don't care. And honestly, Elon Musk could say that he's deleting Twitter after he buys it, and I still won't care. So it's like, it's just, I don't, you know, I don't care. What YouTuber, Alexandro? But, like, I'll tell you, these people on Twitter, they literally, like, it's literally like the vast majority of tweets only come from like 20% of Twitter users. And so it's like these people sit on Twitter all day and they think that they're fighting for something, like some kind of cause or something like that. It's like, you know, do something else. It's like, what are you gonna just tweet out to people repeatedly on social media and just insult them? It's just so dumb. It's okay, I got a 6 at least. That. But it's like, you know, these people just sit on Twitter all day and just like, you know, just insult other people are toxic. And, you know, I cannot stand the people on Twitter. They try to bring politics into everything. I'm not a very political guy. I really don't care for politics. And so if I'm just on Twitter, I don't want to see anything related to politics. I don't care if it's left or right. I don't want to see anything. And it's like, you know, and these people, you know, just constantly trying to bring politics into everything on Twitter. It's so annoying. It is like the most simple thing ever, and they'll try to bring politics into it. It's really annoying. Do I like stealth games? Sure. I'm not gonna answer that one, LG. But Beverly makes an appearance in the Ballad of Gay Tony, does he? I don't remember. Is he in the Ballad of Gay Tony? Elon Musk will buy Rockstar Games to release GTA 6 early. Huh. Mr. Boss Source. Oh, man. Okay, I'm taking a big risk here. I left you a couple of long messages, but positive. A lot of people I follow on Twitter with similar interests, political, and it drives me crazy at times. Yep. Who is the scumbag Don, in the, 3 8s? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. What do you mean the scumbag Don in The Godfather? Man, I had good cards 2 times, but they just had better cards than me. Oh, I'll do another one soon. I always did a charity stream in May, so I'll do sometime in May, Crimson Lion. Okay, cards here. Marcus Brown is the guy that said to change to Celsius. Yeah, but the thing is, when I was having that whole argument on Twitter, I didn't even have any argument or problem with the celebrity. I just told him that I disagreed with him. I thought that Fahrenheit was still a good system to use. It was his fans that were attacking me, and they were just saying dumb things to me. I hate Salazzo. Why do I hate Salazzo in The Godfather? Because he's a scumbag drug dealer, with no honor. Who is the worst Don in The Godfather? If you mean the biggest threat, it was Barzini. If you mean the biggest idiot, it would be Tatalia. Yeah, but you know, the celebrities just make Twitter so toxic, constantly. And it's like I've said, guys, is that it's perfectly fine to have an opinion, you know, politically. You know, whatever you believe politically, it's fine. It's fine to have an opinion. The issue that I have personally is when people try to use their celebrity status to try to push a political viewpoint. That I really don't like that. Because when I see, like, actors or musicians, like, literally talk about stuff, like, they're not experts on. Like, talk about stuff like that, like they're somehow better qualified than you or me, like, on certain things. When it's not, they're not. And so it's just, that's just frustrating. And it's like, you know, when you think about it, it's like, why should who a celebrity votes for? Why should a celebrity's political opinion, why should they be more important than some guy that you meet on the bus. When you really think about it. The guy on the bus, his political opinion is just as important as a celebrity. You know, why is that, you know, and I'm just using an example. But that's just, like, they think that because they're a celebrity, they're rich, and they're some big shot actors, they think that their opinion somehow matters more than everyone else's. And that's what I don't like about that's why I don't like a lot of celebrities, because a lot of celebrities are very entitled, scummy people. Not every celebrity is a scumbag, obviously, but it's like, I don't like a lot of celebrities, and you guys have probably noticed that in my videos, that I really don't like celebrities. But it's like, in GTA 5 makes fun of a lot of celebrities, like, Rockstar makes fun of a lot of the entitled celebrities in, like, GTA 5, but it's like, dream update for Reddit Online? I'd like houses at this point. Being able to actually own a house in the game. And customizing it. What game do I like the most? Saints Row 2. Your GTA playthroughs were great, and your cosplays are always perfect. Thank you, David. My favorite actor? Denzel Washington. How much do I weigh? About 145 pounds. Professional choose Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Al Pacino. I'll do a playthrough of Kane and Lynch one day. I don't know if Kane and Lynch are really like, you know, if they're not psychopaths. Okay, let's see. We'll call it here. But you know what I love about Denzel Washington is that he tends to stay away a lot of times from politics. You know, I know he sometimes has an opinion, but you know, largely, you know, he's not like the other celebrities where they constantly need to, you know, shove their opinion in everyone's faces. You know, he's a pretty chill guy, and you know, I like his acting. My favorite Denzel I liked him in Glory. He was younger, much younger in Glory, in the 90s, but I also liked him in The Equalizer. The Equalizer, he did a really good job in, and I liked, you know. But yeah, I like Denzel Washington in, Okay, let's see here. What was that movie, Flight? He was the airplane movie. He was pretty good in that one, too. Yeah, I do got a good hand here. Hopefully I can win it. But look, I'll tell you something. The celebrities that I think, you know, I think it's fine for them, you know, to talk politics. And I'm not saying they can't, you know, they have their views, but I have a right to criticize them also. The celebrities that, you know, I think it's, you know, fine to talk politics are the celebrities that, you know, are political, like talk show hosts and stuff like that. You know, that's their job. You know, they talk on the radio or the news or stuff like that, and they talk politics for a job. But, you know, my problem is the people that constantly, like, you know, will just, you know, they'll say, like, oh, I'm an actor or blah, 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 this. So it's like, my view is more important than yours. And, it's just, I should win this now. Yeah, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna beat me. Yeah, see? Finally, I get it. Perfect hand. Mary Beth in GTA San Andreas. Is Mary Beth, that's Luis's sister, right? Yeah, that was a classic scene when he beats up the guys in the hotel room in Equalizer 2. My favorite scene in the Equalizer, though, is when he, like, he kills the Russian mafia at their club in Equalizer 1. He gives them a chance to do the right thing and to stop, and he tries to give them money and tells them to leave the girl alone, but they just laugh in his face, and so he kills all of them. That was my favorite scene in the Equalizer. I want bank robberies. I would too, JM58. But look, you know, you'll never see any kind of politics from me whatsoever on this channel. I stay away from it. The only time I talk politics is when it affects human rights, or when it affects, like, video games. I've mentioned that before, like, there's stupid laws regarding video games. I have criticized the Chinese government before on my channel several times, but I don't really say that's political. That's more me just, like, criticizing China's, like, human rights record. Well, I don't know who that is, Sublimation. Oh, he's a YouTuber. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, about him. Hey, Pro, how are you? I'm good, Phoenix. You should, you should check out my Ace Attorney playthrough if you hadn't already. I've done great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I think you'd like it. But, you know, would you criticize the North Korean government? Sure. That's not really political, though. Like, anybody, if you don't criticize the North Korean government, you'd have to think, like, what's wrong with the person? For somebody not to criticize the North Korean government, it's like, you know, it's just, do you answer everyone's comments? I try my best to, but I can't answer everyone's comments. But, like, but thank you, Sublimation, for that, super chat, and I'm sorry to hear that about, Kevin, Samuels. That's unfortunate. That's sad.
I've seen vagrants making their beds in the streets at night. Unbelievable.
Oh, what the? Oh, he's leaving the game? Will I criticize, Harry and Meghan Markle? I've criticized the royal family before in, you know, in streams. But my criticism of the royal family had zero to do with politics. You know, I actually made a video, what was it, in my GTA, like, last GTA part that I did, well, the one before yesterday, when, like, Franklin was doing the Beverly missions and he met, like, the, he took a picture of, like, the British princess. It was, I was talking about, like, the monarchies in that one, and, basically, like, you know, my whole problem with the royal family drama is it had nothing to do with politics, but I was more annoyed at just how the media was constantly covering it. Like, the media constantly covers the royal wedding. Like, the royal wedding, the media constantly talks about it like it's breaking news. Like, it's literally like there's people in other countries that are starving, people who don't have enough money to put food on the table. You got horrible wars going on all over the world, you know, massive conflicts, you know, poverty. And, you know, media's like, you know, oh, I won that one. Well, I'm gonna leave here because, this match, because I won, I'm positive $9. And they want to talk about this royal wedding crap constantly. And also when they talk about, like, the baby showers for, like, the, you know, the royal baby being born and stuff like that, you know, okay, good for them, you know, I wish them a happy life, you know, their child was born, but I don't see how this is breaking news, you know, at the same time. And it's just, you know, media constantly talk about the royal family, this and that, and you know, if you live in a different country than me, you might feel a little differently about it than me, but I'm an American. We have no monarchy in my country. We don't. You know, my country, we fought to get away from monarchy. So I don't know why people are just, you know, so obsessed with the royal family. Americans are sometimes even more obsessed with the royal family than British people are. So I don't know, like, you know what the big deal is. Like, you know, if I have a wedding or you have a wedding, you know, the news isn't going to talk about that every day. So why is the royal wedding, like, so important? Why is it this like, something that, you know, people got to talk about? That's my problem with, like, the whole royal family coverage. It was not even, like, I just don't, they're not important to me. I don't care. You know, they're not my monarch. I don't have a monarch. And so I really could care less what they do. I don't think that was, you know, my whole problem with the royal family is, not against them as people personally, but I just, you know, don't understand the celebrity drama around them constantly. I think it's stupid. Save Reddit Online. Thank you, Chas. Thanks, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. Beverly is the one Luis confronts after trying to take a photo of Tony. Oh, I didn't know that, really. Ricky Gervais roast on Hollywood never gets old. It doesn't. You're right on that. Thank you, Mario. But, yeah, you know, what I was getting back to with this is, like, you know, I'm a YouTuber. you know, I entertain you guys. You know, that's my job, and I love doing it, and I love, you know, making videos for you guys. I'm passionate about it. You know, I play games, I do lore videos, you know, I do streams. That's my expertise. You know, that's what I do. I really, I'm really in no position to, to broadcast any kind of politics or try to push any kind of politics on you. That's not my job. I'm an entertainer. You know, I'm not like, I'm not qualified or anything like that to speak some kind of major political opinion or something like that there. But, you know, these celebrities constantly, like, they think that because they're celebrities and they're actors, they think that they're more qualified than everyone else to speak politics. And that's why I can't stand about celebrities, the entitlement. The fact that so many of them think that they're better than other people. They think that their opinion matters more than the common person, when it doesn't. And so that's what I don't like about a lot of celebrities. I'm not saying every celebrity is a bad person. Obviously, there's decent celebrities who are decent actors, who, stay out of people like Denzel Washington. Are generally good guys who stay out of, like, the whole stupid drama and don't get involved, like, politically. But, like, some of these celebrities, and it's fine for them to have a political opinion. I'm not saying that's wrong, but it just irritates me personally when they feel like because they're an actor that somehow their opinion is more important than the common person. That's, my problem with it. How would I make the FBI or the CIA curious? What do you mean, like GTA? Well, the CIA and the FBI are in GTA. They're at FIB in the HD universe, FBI in the 3D universe, and the CIA was in San Andreas. They're the, they're there. Torino's the CIA.
Wow, fine horse there.
Did Sonny deserve to die in The Godfather? And why did Michael kill Sollozzo and the cop dude? He killed them as revenge, but also to send a message. Because, and the thing is, though, is I think that, the way, when I saw The Godfather, I saw it the first time when I was a kid, but, rewatching it as an adult, you notice, like, certain things in the movie that you didn't see, like, other times. And, like, honestly, I think that Michael might not have killed Sollozzo if he hadn't said certain things. Now, if you watch that scene really carefully before, like, Michael shoots Sollozzo, like, when Michael comes back from the bathroom with the gun, he's not paying attention at all to what Sollozzo says. But beforehand, before Michael goes into the bathroom, he's carefully paying attention to what Sollozzo says, and Michael says, "I want a guarantee, no more attempts on my father's life." And Sollozzo just says, "What guarantees can I give you, Mike? I'm the hunted one. I missed my chance. You think too highly of me, kid. I'm not that clever. All I want is a truce." That's his exact words. And Michael knew at that point that Sollozzo was never going to stop trying to kill his dad. And so he just basically did what he had to do. He went into the toilet, and he just killed Sollozzo. That's why he killed McCluskey. McCluskey was a corrupt cop that was on Sollozzo's payroll. So that was just, it. Sollozzo brought that on himself. I was not sympathetic to him at all. He's a scumbag drug dealer. It was, I meant the actual U.S. feds, not GTA. Oh, well, what do you mean, how would I make them? I was considering, possibly, like, a job in the FBI, because I had finished in law enforcement technology, that was my degree, but, I would never want to work in the CIA, never, ever. Like, it was just, the CIA did some really nasty things, and there's some pretty, there's some pretty suspicious people that are in the CIA, so I would never want anything to do with that. The FBI, they have problems, but it's not as bad as the CIA. The CIA have done some really bad things in their history, and so I'd never want anything to do with that organization personally. My favorite Star Wars movie? Episode 4. Have you seen The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3? Yes, I have. That was a good movie. That was the subway movie, right? It was John Travolta was in the movie too, right? That one was a good one. I like that one. I do. I send messages on Twitter. Some of my friends. What's a peep? Yeah, CIA is a really, suspicious organization. Thanks, Pro. You are the best. Visit Albania sometimes. I can be your guide and your friend. And if someone harms you, you can tell me. I'll call some of my contacts from the police. Well, thank you. Thank you, man. Oh, okay, Phoenix. Well, I'll tell you something, Gretty, gaming. Um, uh, there's a video game that I'm going to be playing on my channel that takes place in Albania, in the future. SOCOM 2? I don't know if you heard of SOCOM 2. But, SOCOM 2, like, the first quarter of the game, like, a lot of the missions take place in Albania. And so, like, you should probably check that out and tell me, like, what you think of, like, the voice actors, if you think that they did a good job, because there's a lot of characters that speak Albanian, and so there's subtitles that translate for them. But, the first part of SOCOM 2 is in Albania, and I'll play that one day on the channel. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but, you might want to check that out. But, there's one part in Poland that takes place in my parents' country, and I know that when they did the Polish section of the game, the actors that they used that spoke Polish were pretty good. And they were, yeah, you should check that out whenever I get around to it, and I think you might like SOCOM too. But there was this is also the mayor's house that I'm in. Mary Beth. Oh, Luis's daughter. It's unknown what happened to her. The only thing we know about Luis's daughter is that she would be 17 at around the time of GTA 3. That's the only thing we really know about her. But I guess I'll be wrapping up the stream here, guys. Yeah, SOCOM 3 is in Poland at the end of the game. And I always like the Polish section in SOCOM 3. You should check it out when I play SOCOM 2, though, Gretty, and like let me know what you think of the that section of the game. But the DeMarco family versus the DeMio family. DeMarcos, we don't really know much about them, but I think the DeMios would win. Can you link your display monitor? I honestly don't know what my display monitor is called. It's an Asus monitor, but I've had this monitor on my computer since like 2013. So this is like, this is like, approaching like, 9 years at this point. And it's and this monitor is great. It's 1080p. It's a big monitor too. It's never causing me problems. It's quality. So I've always just used this monitor for my computer. It's Yeah, so 9 years of the same monitor. I'm not cheap or anything. I'll buy a new monitor. But it's like, I don't really have a need to, because this monitor is perfect for me. It lets me do all my work, and there's really no need for me to, it's like, buy another one. If this breaks, I'll obviously get another one, but, why do you think Rockstar has made a third Manhunt? Oh, that answer is obvious, because of just because Manhunt 3 would not be allowed today. It's like just a lot of the political correctness and just that people are very sensitive today, and it's like Manhunt 3, if it would be a very violent game and people would freak out. So it's that's oh, thank you, Phoenix. Favorite Disney movie? I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. Do you think Rockstar would make another LA Noire? Maybe. Do you think the Pecorino family wiped out the Lost MC? No. Well, I guess I'll be going here, guys. So thank you guys for hanging out with me on the stream today. It was a lot of fun, and I will. I have to watch the Boba Fett TV show. But I've seen Taken 1 and 2, yes. I've seen it. I like Taken 1. But if you guys are new to my channel, subscribe to me. I do streams like every Friday on Red Dead. Maybe I'll do other games also in the future on streams, but mostly Red Dead. Try to revive this game and save this game. I do playthroughs, doing a playthrough of GTA 5, finishing it up with the Strangers and Freaks and Sniper Elite 3. right now. Oh, this is the mayor's house. You know, I wish that we could have I wish that we could actually have like properties in this game, like that we could own, like something like this, because there's a lot of houses in Saint Denis that are really nice that I wish you could own. Maybe I'll do Max Payne one day. Oh, you know the actor who plays as Marco. Oh, that's the guy that Liam Nielsen. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. That he kills the guy with electricity, right? Yes, I'll do Sniper Elite 2 after I finish 5. Sniper Elite 2 is the final game chronologically. Yeah, Ubisoft did give up on Legion, but the thing is, at least Ubisoft was willing to admit that they're stopping the updates on Legion. At least they said that. Thank you, Phoenix. Check out my Sniper Elite 3 playthrough though, and it also I have a cosplay for that as well. But also go on my channel if you haven't seen it already, Phoenix Wright, and look up the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I did an entire series, and I also dressed up as Ryunosuke on that playthrough. So, I'll be going here, guys. Thank you once again. If you guys enjoyed the stream, do drop a like. If you're new to my channel, subscribe to me. I'll have another part of GTA up for you guys. I might have a video maybe on the Sony China thing tomorrow also. I haven't done a crazy current events video in some time. So I'll do that. And then maybe on Sunday I'll have that lore video finally for you guys. Be patient with me, but the lore videos will be good. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.